Welcome back, everyone. Welcome to 4K Kings. We are live here.
Welcome, Matt.
Welcome, Russ.
Thank you, sir.
We are here. We are live from 234 Peddler's Row.
Oh, it's down. Hard times for the 4K Kings. We're down on Peddler's Row.
Home of the 4K Kings. 234 Peddler's Row.
Where the food is slop.
Oh, thank you, everyone, for being here tonight. We always appreciate it. We always have a great time. I think tonight's going to be a fun stream.
Is it?
I hope so.
Wait, Matt, are you suggesting that they're normally not?
No, they're always fun.
Thanks.
This one's going to have to be fun as well. There's a lot riding on it.
I'd say I put a lot of effort into this. If it's not fun, you got to let me know before we go live.
I'll let you know next time.
Thanks.
Welcome, everyone. Say hi to your friends in the chat. Say hi to Lindsay, the producer. She is with us as well.
Hey, guys.
Lindsay, how's everyone doing tonight?
Good. Everyone is filing in.
Fired up.
Yep. Excited to be joining us.
Give yourselves a round of applause for
Excited
being
to have
here
you guys
tonight.
Here.
Definitely.
Man, we got a lot of folks coming in from
A lot of
Glasgow,
folks coming in. Oh,
Mexico, Newcastle, UK,
Mexico.
LA.
We're going to give a shout out to Mexico. That's going to be our country of the live stream.
Country of the night, Mexico.
So if you're from Mexico, make sure you let us know in the chat. We'll,
I think if you're in the know, you
We'll
pronounce
see.
it Mexico.
Oh, you're in the know, man. I didn't know that.
Russ,
What else? Tell me more about Mexican culture, Matt.
I know so little.
Since you are the aficionado of this.
That's why we're selecting it as the country of the night, so that we can learn.
God.
Just drop Mexico facts in the chat.
This is sad, dude. I started this off in a very nice way, just trying to give a shout out to a different country because I realize how global this channel is.
Global.
I mean, that's to put it lightly. And here we are appropriating cultures.
Dominating globally. Moving towards 20,000 subscribers.
20,000 countries.
We just hit 13 last week.
13 countries?
13 countries. We're live in 13 countries just now. Cambodia's #1 Blu-ray physical media channel.
No, man. We hit 13,000 subscribers.
You fool.
You fool. That is a milestone.
That is a milestone.
We should have cut the Michael Ironside, really.
Or what's the other one? Hold on.
It's about goddamn time.
It's about goddamn time. You're right, Michael. It is about goddamn time. But thank you, everybody out there who clicked that subscribe button.
Yes, thank you very much. Thank you for tuning in right now. We will not disappoint.
We hope
A lot
not.
of big news coming out tonight. Big announcements. Criterion has announced Son of the Mask.
Son of the Mask.
Son of the Mask.
Starring Jamie Kennedy.
Of course, dude. Of course.
The film that ruined his life.
Ruined his life.
I'm pretty sure that film ruined his life.
What do you know that? Are you friends with Jamie Kennedy?
There's some deep lore around Son of the Mask.
How do you like it?
I've never seen it.
But
I've seen an interview with him talking about it, and it sounded like it ruined his life. Like the outcome of that movie, the consequences of it, what it did to his career, like it just ruined
his career.
It ruined him.
But his life?
That was his career, was his life.
His career was his life.
Hey, that's all he had. What are we talking about tonight anyway? Arrow, Scream Factory, Shout Factory, Steelbooks. We're going to roast someone's collection. We've got giveaways.
Did you this time think of a title you own so that it's fair game? I didn't. I think that's fair game. If we're going to roast someone else's collection, we have to roast ourselves. We have to think of a title that like, hey, Russ, what are you doing over there?
And you have one on your mind?
I actually forgot as well, but I was wondering if you did.
I mean, I probably could pull something out when we get to it.
Nah, we're kings. We take pride in our collection.
That's right.
No doubt. I stand 10 toes down on my collection, Matt.
I don't have a single bad thing in my collection.
You do, but I do not.
Well, we'll see about that. Let's see. All right. So kicking things off. Last time, we were fussing about the word of the day, and we chose the word bungle as the word of the stream, which was very fun. We had a good time with the word bungle.
Oh, yeah.
And so did the audience members at home. They had a good time with bungle.
Oh, yeah.
And the comment that made me laugh the most using the word bungle was this one on screen, because I do feel like it resonated with me slightly, and it made me laugh.
That's what a good comment on YouTube does.
Doesn't it?
Yes.
It hits hard. Watching me show up late to another pre-sale, which I typically miss every pre-sale, and I'm like, oh, these things won't sell out. And sure enough, they sell out. And do you want to read that in
So you felt the pain of this comment.
I did. Do you want to read that to the tune of Axl Rose, Russ?
Axl Rose swings side to side while watching me show. No, I'm not doing that, man.
To the bungle. Welcome to the bungle.
You thought, yeah, you're right. I should have sang.
Yeah.
I sang the setup.
You did the whole thing.
Yeah.
In my
You missed
mind,
another fucking
listen,
that you need.
in my mind, Axl Rose was the narrator. He was Morgan Freeman, and I
Swing side to side.
I bungled that.
You did bungle it. Double bungle. Double bungle. So Andrew Moore, 8096. Thank you for making us laugh the most. Reach out and we will send you something. I did also want to share, I showed you this before we went on, that there was a couple of good bungle comments, but every once in a while, YouTube will recommend what you should reply back with if just you want to click a button. Mm-hmm. If it's like, oh, you know, love that video or whatever, it might say thank you, and you could like click that and it'll just say thank you. Very impersonal, I think.
They're called automated responses, man.
Automated responses, AI responses. And I don't like it. But this one was really funny to me, not only because of what the comment was, but also what they suggested that I reply back. So Shweezy wrote, bungle thy bunghole. And YouTube thought I should say, you know it. What else could we possibly do? It also suggested I say, I always get excited when I see a comment from you.
That says a lot about our algorithm.
Our algorithm is like, I love seeing the word bunghole on your timeline.
Nah. Shweezy. That's typical. That's classic Shweezy. He's always leaving comments like that.
That is classic Shweezy. Well, that was very fun. That was a great contest. Russ, do you want to tell the people at home what our newest contest is?
Well, folks, the newest contest since the 4K Word of the Day giveaway was a runaway success. That was a bar, man. That was like some Dr. Seuss shit. I couldn't even... I'm surprised I got that out. We're going to up the stakes. Double or nothing. Double or nothing, Wang. What is the contest? You told me about 5 minutes before. I actually had a whole different idea, and it was great. You let me get my idea out. I felt confident, and you were like, well, Russ, that's great. But what we're going to do here is... And so why don't you do it?
Welcome to the bungle.
Yeah, you laugh because it's true. My only criticism of all the welcome to the bungle comments we received... We covered Lean on Me. That was an easy crossover connection comment moment. Because if you recall, in the beginning of Lean on Me, when we're introduced to this, the Terror Dome,
that is their school.
we hear Welcome to the Jungle. So I was a little disappointed in our audience.
Well, that's why we're throwing this whole contest away.
That's right. My ego. I can't help it. But I was disappointed, and I deserve better. But yeah, this is a good strategy, Matt, for everyone watching. I'm going to attack their participation.
So while we do love the word of the stream contest, so to speak, we're going to eliminate the contest part and just always kind of keep our ear out for a good word, something that just makes us laugh, because that is a hallmark of this channel. It's
going to be more of like a team building exercise rather than like we have to give you guys shit.
But this time, as everyone knows, our latest segment that has set the internet ablaze is the Roast My Collection segment.
Oh, God.
And I will be honest, there have been a lot of people that have sent their collections in, and it's been a blast looking at everything people have sent in. And what we thought we could do is highlight one every stream, and we'll call it Roast or Toast. We'll either roast the hell out of it, or we'll toast to a fellow collector that really has their shit together.
Now, do the roasters win a prize, or do the toasters win a prize? And if the toasters win a prize, that's just a kitchen appliance.
I think everybody wins a prize if they end up on here.
That's what I wanted to hear, Matt.
So
everyone's a winner, baby. Yes, it's true.
So at the end of the stream, we're going to take a look at one audience member's collection that they sent to be roasted or toasted, and we're going to roast or toast it. But just as a sneak peek, before we actually go to that person's collection, they also sent us something else that we were very tickled by.
So they sweeten the pot to get some airtime.
It doesn't seem like they were like
wet our beaks a little. It didn't. This little payola going on the 4K Kings channel.
It didn't seem like that was the intention, but it didn't hurt when I listened to what this was. And so this person, who we'll reveal later, also wrote the very first 4K Kings theme song, and
they wrote the hell out of it. Woo!
I listened to this thing many times. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, I did too.
It's very fun. It's very 80s inspired. It's kind of feels like a little bit of an earworm.
It is. To me, when you showed it to, well, you heard it first and you saved it because you wanted to see my reaction. And what I thought was, I loved it. And I thought this reminds me of an 80s, not an 80s cartoon, not an 80s animated show, but an but an 80s children's show.
Like Mr. Wizard.
Yeah, like something that kind of, it was live action, but like low budget. And when you think back on it, it kind of makes you uncomfortable for some reason. It reminded me of that.
Just like the song.
Exactly. Yeah, our audience are a bunch of creeps and they're creative. And
yes.
It's great. I love you guys.
Yeah, and it was something that when I first heard it, I kind of was like, I didn't even know how to take it because I've never, this is the first time anything like this has ever been sent to us. But then after I kept listening to it over and over, I've been singing it for the past 2 weeks.
Great.
Who out there wants to hear it? Lindsay, what's the temperature? Do the people want to hear the first 4K Kings theme song? Do we want to give this viewer a break and let the world hear his handiwork?
I think you got to lay it on them.
Do people want to hear it?
Hold on. If we do, depending on how far this track goes, we get a cut.
We'll get a cut.
We're calling 70-30.
70-30. All right.
70-30.
It's a minute long. We'll listen to maybe all of it. We'll see. We'll see how we get into it here. Are we ready?
Yeah, let's go.
All right, here we go. Let's turn this up.
I can't even bop to it. It's awkward. But
Ooh,
you can. Dude, don't make eye contact with me while you're doing this. Please. I don't.
Oh
Listen to this.
no, they can't.
For real,
it.
like I'm getting.
They can't hear it.
No.
Oh no! Again, bungled.
Rock. Yeah, we're bungled. We're sitting here looking
You're
like a
gonna have to
couple of
sing it, Matt.
idiots.
Hold on one second.
Man,
Hold on one
you have
second.
such lofty expectations for live streams, whether it's video or music.
Here we go. One more time.
No, man, it still ain't gonna work. Here, let's dance
It's
around
not
like a
playing in
couple of
my
idiots
headphones.
again.
So I don't think they can hear it.
See if they can hear it now. Can anyone hear this? We're gonna have to play this person's song next time.
If you guys could hear the song,
They can't hear
and just
it.
the reaction, hey, no one can hear it, like all the goddamn interference for what the song.
I know, we're all in here like jamming like this to silence. Put a song behind us and send us that.
Oh man.
See us what were we bopping to?
Well, it was fun while it lasted. Matt, the dance party you and I took part
Do you
in
have
was
it on
really
your phone?
fun.
Can you send it to me and I can play it on like through the microphone?
Yeah,
or
I'm gonna see
something?
if I can hold on. Let me just see if I can grab it really quick. Maybe I can play it through my microphone out here.
The live stream just started.
I know, we freaking
Let's
blew
go
it.
back to me messing up intros. What do I have this week, Matt? Oh man, we'll do it live. What I should have had something in the pocket, man.
Okay, let's see.
I watched the film Love in a 45. Has anyone seen that? It was a Tarantino ripoff from the 90s with Renee Zellweger and a host of other people. Rory Cochrane.
I don't even know where my speaker is. That's my favorite part. I don't know. All right.
I picture when I hear this, what was the Muppet movie? Wasn't there a Muppet Treasure Island?
There was.
There was, okay.
Yeah.
Like I picture a bunch of puppets on a wooden ship.
Everyone,
And I picture Fraggle Rock.
they want you just to sing it, Matt. You've been singing it all week,
Dude,
doing
yeah,
dishes,
don't act
folding
like
it. It goes
laundry.
something
I find
like
him
this.
singing it. You can sing it.
And it goes a little something like this.
It's like
Hit it.
4K Kings, 4K Kings of the 4K. And then it's hold on. Now I'm all frazzled.
Frazzled, word of the day. Show us. Use the word frazzled in the most creative way you can, comedic way, roast it. I don't know.
We're gonna figure out how to share this thing. The world, I know the world's got to hear it. I really thought I had it all figured out, and I don't. If there's time at the end, maybe I'll go in there into the booth and figure out how to get all this working.
That's right, man.
All right.
We got to get you into the booth.
Get me in the booth. Lindsay, read the instruction manuals in there and we'll get this thing fired up.
Everyone's so pissed.
What'd you say?
Everyone's so mad.
I know,
They're
right?
like, that was such a letdown.
What a letdown. What a build up, too, for quite the letdown.
Always edging them.
We really ruined that guy's career.
It'll be played. It'll definitely.
Yeah, but I mean, the rollout, that's a big part, man. You know, like imagine if someone had bungled, I don't know, it smells like Teen Spirit. It's just the moment would have passed.
The moment passed.
I think we ruined this man's career and life.
I mean, do you want me to go in there and try to figure it out? Do you have a story to tell?
I'd like to make.
Do you want to talk about?
Listen up, I got a story to tell.
Do you have anything you want
what's
to speak
really
on?
funny is I'm afraid to make a joke because I feel like you're really angry and you're going to go in there.
I am going to go in there. I'll go figure it out. Do you want to? Do you have something to speak on?
Lindsay, the producer, let's do a poll. Ask the audience, should we?
Should I go in to try to fix this and maybe 5 minutes tops, and Russ can give a nice interlude on something. Run that poll while we move along.
All right.
Run that poll.
Run that poll. I did want to share one more thing though. Something else that a very nice, very, very nice audience member did since the last time we were live. And the person who goes by the name Aside Intrepid on Reddit, they posted this really awesome post on the 4K Blu-ray subreddit. And it was just a 4K Kings YouTube channel appreciation post, solid content for collectors. And it was just, them explaining why they enjoy this channel. That was really, really awesome. Well, I haven't really ever seen anyone do anything like that before. I've never really seen our name crop up on, really much, to be honest.
I've seen it in comments on things like this, but never a direct post like this. And that was incredible. And I always want to say when I see comments or something as grand as what this person did, I love it is really heartwarming when they describe what we are or what they see in it, what they like about us. They get it. They nail it. They always say it's kind of like hanging out, with your friends, talking about this. It's not so much like running through the news, staring into the camera and obsessing over your collection. It's more about the hangout aspect. And that's so exactly what we're going for, being the dazed and confused of YouTube channels, I guess. Yeah, no, it's really cool. It is. I love it. Seems like people who really are who go this far. Yeah. It's like I said, it's not in vain. They truly understand it. And that makes me feel so good. And there were 17 people that commented on it and they were all very nice. There was a person or two that were like, not like nothing that was like hater, but just we're not for everybody, and it's fun. But some of it was funny. Some of the things they said about our thumbnails, how I'm always laughing in them. That was kind of funny. That comment was funny. Funny. I laughed at the one where it's like the one guy just seems high all the time, and the other guy just wears different colored hoodies. That was hilarious because that's a good description. And whether you're a fan or not, that's a pretty funny description. And someone screenshotted like our last 5 or 6 thumbnails, and in every one I'm just laughing with a different hoodie on. Yeah. And I think they were like, I don't know really much about this channel except that only one of these he's not laughing or something. It was really funny. But thank you so much for putting this out there. If you haven't gone there to put a comment on there, put a comment on there. Let's get this 2-week-old post to the top of the subreddit once again. Last week we did our State of Physical Media 2025 video, and we ran down all the goods, the bads, the uglies of physical media this year. Yeah, it came down to 3 letters: DVD. DVD. I don't even think DVD is going to save physical media. I think DVD is going to save the world one day. It's possible. I think DVD is like a cockroach or something. It could take a nuclear blast and still be around. I know we have global viewers, but America is in social turmoil. I think DVD is what's going to unite this country and bring the opposing political parties together, Matt. DVD. I agree. I don't know if everybody checked that video out. If you did, let us know what you thought. Let us know if you liked it, wanted more, wanted less. If you haven't checked it out, what's the deal? And what's crazy? Another point in DVD's favor, the only way I believe to this day you can hear Ben Affleck's commentary on Armageddon is on the Criterion DVD. DVD. Commercial for DVD.
Buy it, own it with over it's like with over 600 titles to own.
And if we are going to do a commercial for DVD, Matt, we must point out that piracy is not a victimless crime.
It's not a victimless crime. Dude, I died watching that Disney pirated commercial. Did you see that? I mean, I clipped it into here, but it's a longer, like 30-second thing where it's like, you know, piracy is the worst thing you could possibly do. And it's like a side-by-side of like a pirated DVD versus their crystal clear DVD. And it's like, look, you're getting subpar quality. Don't pirate DVDs. It must be stopped. It's like, this must be stopped.
Must be stopped.
Must be stopped.
Yeah, it was a plague on society. Do you remember the early 2000s, Matt? People were running the streets with their bootleg DVDs. They couldn't watch 40-Year-Old Virgin properly. It was a fucking mess.
DVD.
What do we got? What do we got coming up soon, Russ? Tell the people, what videos do we have coming up soon for them?
Well, soon we're going to have an entire video segment debut to the video of the 4K King song. Matt's going to film an entire music video and behind-the-scenes documentary. Think like the John Landis Thriller thing, you know, that 20-minute behind-the-scenes. We got that coming up, right?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. We're going to have a part 2, 3, and 4 to that coming up after that.
It's going to be the only thing this channel gets, just multiple parts of that story.
We're just going to turn into a music channel devoted to songs about physical media.
We are, though, putting out a video that was demanded by the fans. I don't know if you remember this.
Demanded.
The fans demanded that we put out a video that categorizes and catalogs and puts in one place all of the most grisliest, gnarliest, soul-crushing, worrisome child deaths to ever be put onto film screen.
Matt, that sounds crazy, scary, spooky, and hilarious.
That's what the whole time, I was just workshopping the title. That's what I was going to use as the whole title. That.
You should. But yes, what would you say? It was the best child deaths in cinema. And we had best. Matt wanted to do a top 5, but we agree there is no way in hell we can rank this. There are just so many, and they're so great. So we just focused on a best. And if this video takes off, like we know YouTube won't allow it, we're going to keep it going. We'll do a volume 2. So, because we did miss a couple heavy hitters.
It did. It started from a place of like ones that really like emotionally hit. Like that's where it started from. It was like, these are things that like when you saw this, it was like, wow, like that crushed you, or that was like a really pivotal moment of the film. But then there are a couple of grisly ones got in there just for the sake of it. So this is a wild video.
It's good for a laugh.
Let us know if you're still around. Let us know if you're still out there, if you haven't left and discussed. But I'm going to fall back on this every time. The chat demanded it. I remember when we brought this up, they were like, yeah, you should do that video.
Don't blame the chat.
I'm gonna blame
your own sick, morbid psychology.
We're all...
Whatever's going on in your head, Matt. Blame that. It's funny, too, because behind the scenes, this is one where I'm like, hey, you gave me... We were talking about it. We were like, hey, these are 5 segments we could potentially do. Which ones are you feeling? Which ones? And I did not pick best child deaths in cinema.
Yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Oh, no, you didn't.
And then you came back and you didn't even respond to me, but you put that in there. And I asked, I was like, are you sure, dude? Did you too? I know, do people want to see this? And your exact quote was, I don't give a damn what they want to see. I'm going to do what I am passionate about. It was sick, Matt. You're a sick fuck.
Sick otter.
Lindsay, what's the temperature of the chat? Are they still with us? Have they turned against me yet?
No, they're here. They've got some suggestions for your child death segment.
You see? They're encouraging me. That's where it's coming from. There wasn't anyone that said, don't do that. You've taken it too far. It's going to be tongue in cheek. It's going to be fun. Video.
I was excited. Listen, I'll tell you guys one thing. One of the stories in it is one that I saw when I was like 7 or 8 years old, and it scarred me. But what happened with the evolution of my journey with that film after being scarred by it is pretty funny. And it's stories like that. It's not just going to be Matt getting sexually attracted to kids dying.
Oh my God.
It's definitely not going to be that.
Get the papers ready.
Yeah, it's definitely not going to be that. I'm going to be over here like salivating, waiting for my turn to talk about one.
You did pick a Serbian film.
Oh.
I mean.
Anyway, We also have a video about the best part 3s in film history as well. Look forward to more stuff like that and other content.
You know what, man?
That you can come back to again and again with the whole family.
After everything I just said, dude, let's play the song. I don't even care about the poll results. We're getting way too dark. We need a lighthearted song to get this back on track.
I'm gonna come back to the song at the end.
I think that's a good call.
I'm gonna come back to the song at the end. Let's get through the news. Let's dive into the news. The people are dying for it. God knows what we've done for the last hour. Let's get into the news. Let's see. Who are we starting with? Arrow. Pretty interesting slate this time around. This is for July 2025.
Yeah.
Arrow got a couple of heaters out there, a couple of interesting ones.
Yeah. They've had a strong year so far, man. You got Dark City, you got a lot of stuff they've been putting out.
I know, and another one that popped up that I'm honestly on the fence about picking up, and that is Cobra, starring Sylvester Stallone, and probably one of my favorite posters I've ever seen.
It is great, but you should have thrown up. I like what's the the werewolf movie that did this werewolf cop. Wolf Cop. Yeah.
Where they do that.
They did this cover of it, but it was Wolf Cop instead.
I'm going to venture to guess and say this picture here, this poster art, is better than the movie itself.
I think it is. But this film has a lot of fans.
It does.
I'm in the minority. I don't like this movie. I never did.
I'm interested in rewatching it, but who is this? Drew Struzan? John Alvin, I think, is who did it.
That's just Stallone standing in front of a mirror like any time.
Dude, that's a great picture. That's a great picture. So
you know Stallone was there like giving notes.
And
hey, man, take off all the buttons on the shirt, not just the bottom one. I want all of them out. Yeah, but it makes me the toothpicks hanging to the neck.
Toothpick.
It might be a mess. I mean, you're the creative guy. You make the call.
Coming out July 22nd, 4K Ultra HD, a film by George Cosmatos, probably a movie people wanted more than Tombstone at this point. People have been waiting for Cobra, I feel like. I've been waiting for it. Not to say that I love this movie, but I was like, when is Cobra coming out? Like, this is just one that I feel like has got this era written all over it. And they're doing everything possible for this release, too. I will say they're doing a great job. Shout Factory put this out before in a collector's edition. They did. And this is... now Arrow's putting it out, and I think this is a US title as well, so it looks like maybe Shout won't be putting it out again. I don't know. So 4K restoration, original camera negative, Dolby Vision, all that good stuff. They're not putting it in a hard box. I'm kind of surprised by that. Brand new commentaries, video essays, interviews, and all the previous Shout Factory Collector's Edition features. Also, the television version of the film. The television version of the film with the deleted and alternate scenes in standard def at home for the very first time.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty cool, right?
That's great.
Yeah.
No, those are great features, great release.
Yeah, no, for sure.
So are you've never seen this, you're saying?
No,
you saw it when you were a child and it's just been so long.
I vividly remember parts of this movie, but not like a full cohesive picture of the entire thing. Like, I definitely remember the main thing. You know what? The main thing I remember is that guy Brian Thompson who's in this, who is like obviously very unique looking, and he was always the villain. He's always the villain in different movies. And that guy, oh god, he is so freaky. And there's like one scene where I don't know if he's talking to himself or if he's talking to Sylvester Stallone, but he's just like sitting there. He's like, "You fucking pig, you pig." He keeps calling him a pig, but the way he's saying it, and he's got that stocking over his face, dude, it like haunts me to this day. But so I have seen it, but it always kind of gave me like a weird feeling because I was so used to like Rocky, and this is very like kind of meaner. It's a little meaner.
He's meaner. Yeah, that dude's scary in anything. You could throw him in. Like, you couldn't picture him in Kindergarten Cop.
No, definitely not.
It's goofy. I didn't see it at a very young age.
I did.
So yeah, that's why I probably would have had a similar reaction if I had seen it, when I was in single digits.
Yeah.
But by the time I had seen it, I went in knowing, man, this is going to be a goofy, 80s. This isn't held in high regard. This isn't. So I knew what to expect. And even going in with low expectations, I was let down, honestly. I didn't, and to me, a movie like this, it has to have a fun spirit to it. And this, I didn't have fun with this. A movie that is much better, that I would say it's the Schwarzenegger counterpart, Commando.
Mhm.
Commando does everything that I wanted Cobra to do.
Okay.
And I'm also aware of some of the backstory, which bugs me. I'm a huge fan of Beverly Hills Cop, right?
Yeah.
Now, if you know anything about Beverly Hills Cop, it was initially a Sylvester Stallone movie. Okay, they like wrote it for him. He was attached. They began filming, I believe, all that. And Stallone at this point was, you know, he peak Stallone, feeling himself. He's a diva. He tried to take over it. He like right down to like changing the locations. He wanted to change the name of Axel Foley to Marion Cobretti, Cobra.
Cobra, yeah.
And basically everyone on the set, everyone who was working on Beverly Hills Cop was like, nah, but you know, it's Stallone. We couldn't really just keep shutting him off.
Yeah.
And he eventually took all of his ideas, and that became this film.
Right.
And so not only did I go in with low expectations and it didn't live up to those, I'm also kind of comparing it to him trying to destroy one of my favorite 80s movies of all time.
Yep.
And it's just, you know, for me, there's too much negativity for me. I don't think as an 80s action, over the top, pun intended, type film, I just don't think Cobra is in the caliber of some of the other ones.
No, and
of that ilk.
I remember not holding it in high regard myself, and everything that I ever read about this movie was obviously that it's a disaster and it's panned and all that kind of stuff, and everything you said about him feeling himself. But I did read a lot of interesting facts about the making of this movie, which I have that I would like to read, just because some of these are like pretty funny.
And not only that, didn't Stallone just do like a deal with Canon? That like he like, wasn't it something maybe he didn't want to do Cobra, but because Canon offered him like this insane deal.
Oh, I'm not sure.
Most people didn't get at that time. He did like a couple movies like Over the Top and this for something in return. I don't recall what it was, but it was something where he got paid an insane amount of money, and Canon, you know, it's Canon. So
nearly bankrupt him.
Probably. Yeah, it'd have been like if Full Moon Features like did some huge deal with Schwarzenegger, you know.
Here's all the diva behavior that I read about, and this is just straight up. I mean, I have nothing to corroborate this with, other than this is just what I saw out there when I was reading about this film. But I guess at some point in time, the ending was going to be at nighttime, like on a boat or somewhere, and the mosquitoes were so bad, he cut the scene and rewrote the entire ending so that wouldn't be how they were going to shoot anything. They're like, I'm not dealing with mosquitoes, new ending.
Man, that's just how you solve problems.
That's how you solve problems. The supporting cast and extras were prohibited from speaking with him on set, is what I also read.
They were a bunch of dicks.
For the main villain's monologue, I guess there's some monologue leading up to the final fight with Stallone. Yeah. That guy, Brian Thompson, apparently had to practice it with the script supervisor because Sly was busy watching basketball on TV.
Dude, that year was great in the NBA. In the 80s, arguably the peak of the NBA. It's gone downhill since. Come on, dude. You can't blame him for that.
Stallone wrote this movie, as you said a second ago, and so the villain himself, he kept going to Sylvester Stallone and being like, tell me more about my character. Like, I need some more backstory. I need to know more motivations. Like, who am I? Like, I really want to, do something here. And he just kept saying, you're evil. That's it. Like, you're evil and that's it. So then later, once the movie came out and it got panned, the director, George Cosmatos, went to Brian Thompson and was like, you could have been great if you just listened to me.
I disagree. Stallone is correct. He wrote the thing. You hire an actor to interpret your writing, okay?
Yeah. Do
your homework, Brian. Nah, Stallone, he's the victim here.
And then the last thing that I thought was kind of silly, again, it just goes to show sort of like what happened probably with this movie, was that it was edited down. It was over 2 hours long. It was edited down in order to get an additional screening per day when it went up against Top Gun. And so in order to edit it down to get that extra screening, Stallone went back and edited out only like so many plot points, so many scenes that had things to do that weren't dedicated to his character whatsoever. So only his stuff was left in. Anything else got left. And then after that, the film was still considered X-rated. So he had to cut it down even further. And one of the final comments from like a critic that I read was, this film queasily focuses on wanton carnage and nothing else.
Queasily. What a nice adjective.
I think that's the word of the night.
Queasily.
Queasily.
Easily.
He queasily focuses on wanton carnage. And one last fact that blew me away was this movie was loosely based on a book. Even though he wrote the script, it was loosely based on a book by some lady named Paula Gosling, and the book was called A Running Duck. Someone else took that book and made their own movie with it that was more closely tied with the book. Obviously, this was not. And that movie was called Fair Game with William Baldwin and Cindy Crawford. Dude, it all comes back.
Well, that doesn't surprise me. That's what happened with First Blood as well. Like the book for First Blood that was based on was much more grittier, anti-Vietnam. Rambo dies in that book. Yeah. And, you know, Stallone has that ethos. He has that he won't kill off any of his characters, you know, for franchises. And he believes in sending the audiences out on a positive note, all that stuff. And, dude, Quentin Tarantino himself has said he thought about for many years taking that original book and essentially, you know, remaking First Blood, but not remaking the movie that Stallone did, doing a faithful adaptation of that book, because he swears that book is incredible. It would make like the best movie of all time. But he said First Blood did not adhere to the novel.
Gotcha.
So I guess Stallone I guess in that era, that was probably his strategy. That was like, okay, you grab a book. It's a little too dark because this is the 70s. This is, you know, anti-Vietnam. Let's just do that, but let's make it like the sunny, you know, good guy, bad guy, easy to digest kind of stuff, which, I mean, can be fun when done right. And he's done it right countless times. But like I said, for me, I know, dude, the chat probably hates us right now. Cobra has fans.
I mean, I wasn't opposed to checking it out again. And I like how this looks. The packaging looks good. The inside, that original art with the Cobra on it, you can flip that around and have the original art on it too. I vaguely remember, does he cut pizza with scissors?
I don't remember.
Does he cut a slice of pizza off of a pizza with scissors? Is that why that's there?
Dude, I don't remember. I told you, to me, Commando is up here and Cobra is down here.
Lindsay, what do you got?
We've got a great comment from Granular Spirit. He said Sly used the same scissors to edit the film that he used to cut his pizza with.
I'm sure I'm sure that's some like goofy character trait of like, he's a man and I do things little. Yeah. Remember like a lot of 80s movies? It's always that. It's like, he's living like a bum. Yeah. You know, Mel Gibson, and he lives in a trailer on the beach. It's always like something to let you know, some little shorthand to let the audience know, like, hey, he doesn't quite play by the rules. I need my scissors when I eat pizza.
A little peek into his personality. So here it is, Cobra, Arrow. I don't know. I think it's kind of a, what do you think? You gonna pick this up?
No. I think you need to watch Beverly Hills Cop.
I want to watch the Cobra version.
Watch both. Do an experiment. Double feature. Watch Beverly Hills Cop, then Cobra, so you can see what could have been.
What could have been. One last thing I wanted to share about Cobra before we move on. It's something I've actually shown you before. I don't know if you'll remember this or not, but it jumped right back in my brain because I remember when we looked at this, we had a great laugh, and I hope to have another one.
Special edition of Anaconda.
When we first started this channel, very early on into the channel, Sylvester Stallone, he's got his own like website merch shop, slystalloneshop.com or something, and he's got, you know, different merchandise from all of his different movies, including, you know, clothing, including figures and whatever else. And at the time when we first started the channel, he put out a Cobra figure, like a 1/6 scale Cobra figure on his website. It was $279. And now it's completely sold out, and you can't find it for anything less than like $1,500 on eBay.
Damn.
It's like completely like outrageous. But I wanted to just walk down memory lane really quickly just to remember the Cobra doll, Marion Cobretti. Look at this thing. I love how they have like the gun, the stance. You got like the beam coming out.
Is it the hair? Is it the hair that's what is that? I feel like it's not too bad.
That's pretty good. I don't know. It's pretty good. It looks pretty good. So here's like the announcement, right? So here it is right here. So then you got some pictures of it, and you got him posing. You got Marion posing.
I know, he looks like a Karen
He's got his hands on his hips.
in the middle. He asking for the manager in the middle.
And I'll be honest, those jeans, like when you look at the trailer, those jeans are spot on. They are the white, like lightest jeans with like this brown stitching. It's so terrible looking, but they nailed it. I will give them that. They nailed this art or this mock-up. Great job. Great job.
I have no words, man.
I don't know who wins out, him or Tom Atkins, but I will say it's got one flaw. If you're going to pick this up, if you're going to go out, if you already have it, if you're going to go out and spend the $1,500 on it on eBay, leave the glasses on. Don't take the glasses off. I don't think he looks good without the glasses. I don't know what's happened to his face. There's also a picture of this online where it's like a straight on look, and I about like fell out of my chair the way he looked at me. I couldn't put that one up. He's got to be looking away from us. It doesn't look good unless he's looking away. So if you're going to pick this up, keep the glasses on.
Yeah.
Right? Am I right? Or am I right?
That's what Stallone would look like if he had corrective surgery, like just the Botox. I mean, he probably does, but you know what I mean? If it worked.
If it worked. So there you have it. The Cobretti doll. Lindsay, what are the people thinking about Cobra? And what are they thinking about this doll?
Like, he looks like George Harrison or something there.
Penny Dreadful said George Michael Stallone.
George Michael Stallone.
The best.
I hope there's a rush on these figures in eBay and the whole market, they get sold out completely.
How big did you say it is?
Right now, I saw them for $2,200.
No, like how tall is it?
Oh, it's a decent size. 1/6 scale? Yeah, it's probably like that, maybe a little bit bigger than that Tom Atkins thing. I saw a video of Stallone holding it, and he's like in awe of it. He's like looking over it.
Stallone's tiny though.
He is a little. He's
short. He's like Tom Cruise.
That's true. But here he is. How many people are picking up Cobra? Lindsay, do you have any idea? How many people are picking up this doll?
I saw a couple people said that they like it, but a lot of people said that they prefer Commando.
Yeah.
Or,
there it is, Russ.
What was the other? Over the Top. They said they like a lot more.
Okay.
I like Over the Top more as well.
Okay.
There's no heart in Cobra. I think that's what it is.
Yeah.
And Over the Top has heart. Commando has heart. Cobra is just kind of like, and that sounds good. When you say, oh, it's excessive. Oh, like there's people getting mowed down. It sounds fantastic, right? Yeah. I love that shit. But there's nothing beyond that. There's nothing special about it. It just blends in. It's even in the 80s, this was background. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It's because it was too queasily focused on one Carnage.
Yeah, it was. It was queasily attached to just too many elements.
Queasily attached. All right, great job.
And they didn't let your man shine.
Pig. Hear me, pig. I'm gonna get you, pig. Dude, I swear to God. And he's like in the shadows saying this, and I'm like, oh my God, this guy's terrifying. What else was he in? He was in like a
I don't know. We covered our eyes every time.
He was in Fright Night 2.
Yes.
He's the one that turned into like a werewolf or something.
Yes, you're right. He's always in some shit. There's like 50 billion movies I see that dude in, and I'm like, that guy.
Apparently, Stallone almost didn't cast him because he's too nice. Isn't that the great irony? He's a friggin' terrifying gargoyle, but he's like the nicest guy in the world.
Well, I'm sure. Don't
judge a book by its cover. That's what I always say. All right, moving right along. We got the zombie flesh eaters. Lucio. Well, how do you pronounce it, Russ? What do you like to say?
Lucian
Fulci. Coming out July 28th, 4K Ultra HD in the UK. A title we actually discussed in our 80s VHS cover video. If you haven't seen that, check it out.
Arrow disagrees.
Also previously released by Arrow on Blu-ray. And I would have expected maybe this title to come from Scream, but I guess maybe we'll get it from them too.
Well, in America, it was always Blue Underground.
Yeah, Blue Underground has it. That's right. Yeah. And it's a re-release, like I said, 4K restoration, new commentaries, visual essays, and archival features. And I know when I saw this come up, it even confused me a little bit, and I had to text you, and I was like, is this what I think it is? Because this movie, Zombie, has gone by like 19 different names. It's gone by tons of different names.
I'm a fan of the movie, and it confused me.
You're
right. Like, no joke. Sometimes, if from North America, I just call it Zombie. But yes, I've heard it as Zombie Flesh Eaters. It's Zombie 2. It's like
regular zombie.
Yeah, it's its own franchise in one movie
at this point. Yeah, and like correct me if I'm wrong, but this is a I guess so Dawn of the Dead came out, and then Lucio Fulci put this out as like Zombie 2 in Italy or over
because
in the...
Dawn of the Dead was known as Zombie. Yeah, there's like all this crazy.
Yeah.
That's what I texted you back. I was like, we should do a whole video just explaining the title of Zombie.
Yeah, for real. No, there's a lot, and this is a UK only edition. This is it opened up, like, and even the poster on the inside says Zombie 2. And then they're also doing another one, which is so this is a UK release, and this is the UK poster art. And in the UK, it was titled Zombie Flesh Eaters, and that box with the hand is the art for it. But I don't know, and I guess maybe somebody out there will let me know, correct me. But when I saw this and I messaged you about, what was this? Is this the movie I think it is? And the first thing I said to you was, to me, it's embarrassing that they wouldn't use the most iconic art that has ever been put out for this. And I get that probably they're trying to be regional with it and use the art that the region maybe remembers, but why isn't that on the inside? Maybe it is. Maybe it's behind that, but I have a feeling it's probably
kind
not.
of in the montage. It's kind of in the collage there on the inner artwork.
So this is the UK art, but this...
I know.
This is it. This is the one. Like, this is it. You see this and you know exactly what you're looking at. And I know it doesn't say Zombie Flesh Eaters, and that's probably why, because this is the zombie art and that's the Zombie Flesh Eater art. And we got to be like, it's historically accurate.
Dude, it's just that image. It's the colors. It's the red, the black. Everything about this is just perfect.
It is
perfect. Even if the movie was trash, I would give it a 5 out of 5 based on this poster.
Definitely.
And the movie lives up to the poster. So again, it's perfect.
Here's a VHS of it. When we talked about this in our VHS video, it's like, this is like, it just captures you as soon as you see it. So when we saw that Arrow announcement, I was like, is it this movie? Damn, it's a shame they can't use this art, but it makes sense why they didn't. But God, I feel like you're just missing out every chance you don't use this art.
What's insane to me is, like I said, you're right. This is top 5 horror artwork for me of all time. And I want to own the film. I love the movie. I'm kind of holding out thinking, man, is Arrow going to release this in North America with artwork we're familiar with?
Oh.
But then I think if they don't, should I pick this up?
Should you pick it up? Yeah.
Dude, I don't want to miss out.
Yeah, no, I know. It's which one would you get? Would you get that purpley one, or would you get the original art from the UK?
The original one,
yeah.
With the hand coming out. I prefer that a little more.
Yeah.
But again, it sucks. I know our UK viewers are like, fuck you. But it just looks so strange to us.
It does. I'm interested to hear what they have to say, because that's probably what they remember and what they grew up on, and that's probably what they love. But you got to admit, that other poster, even if you didn't grow up on it, god damn, is that effective. God damn, is that like incredible to look at. And then where's this other clip here? You got the zombie himself fighting a shark.
All real, dude. Like, that's not... that's not in a cage. That's not like, they literally just dude, independent style, went in the ocean,
dressed up like a zombie and fought a shark.
Dressed up like some stuntman. Dude is a zombie, a shark in the wild. That's not like some shark that he licensed or however the hell they do it in movies. It's that man could have been killed at any moment.
Zombie.
That's how you make a movie, man.
Well, here it is, 4K. Did you pick up this one? Where is it? This one? Did you pick this one up? The Blue Underground?
Mine has like a sturdy case on it too. There at the time, I want to say there were maybe 4 or 5 variant covers. Yeah, but I forget which one I picked up. But yes, I have the Blue Underground Special Edition Blue.
Lindsay, what's the temperature out there for Zombie?
Well, LA Jewel was kind of echoing what you were saying, that's the US art, so people in the UK would not know what that is.
Yeah.
And they said it would be confusing to them because Zombie is Dawn of the Dead for them.
True.
And that's like, for us, it's the exact opposite. We're looking at Zombie Flesh Eaters with that artwork, and we're sitting here scratching our heads like, this isn't familiar to us at all.
Well, I appreciate the correction, and I appreciate that people outside of me know something different. This is just too, God, it's too striking just to see. When I saw those other ones, I was like, man, I need a hard box of this.
I mean, this image just screams America.
Well, there you have it, folks. I don't know how many people are excited about this Zombie Flesh Eaters #1 or #2 art, but it's coming out July 28th. And then the last thing, just wanted to zone in on here. Oh, wait, actually, here's Here's a Zombie 2 poster also, just to kind of keep the titles.
That looks fucking identical to my zombie poster, Matt.
There it
and
is.
My Zombie 3 poster. Don't even get me started on Dawn of the Dead. It looks similar to that as well.
Was this the same photo shoot, you think? They just were like recycling this?
Photo shoot?
It's a yeah.
What? Calvin Klein? What was going on here?
Screenshots.
Like
No, I
Kim
think-
Morrison.
I
Hey,
think
put
they
your
might-
hands up like this, zombie.
I think they might have this shot in the trailer. I could be wrong. Is it in here? Oh, I love this. Oh, we didn't leave this.
Oh.
Look at this. In the interest of public health, the management of this theater will, upon the request of any patron buying a ticket, provide patron with a barf bag similar to those used for airline sickness. Thank you. That's awesome.
Yeah, man. You got to sign a waiver.
That's so great. Isn't that guy in the? I don't know if that guy's in the trailer. But yeah, he's definitely. I don't know.
What,
He's definitely
photo shoot guy?
Yeah, the guy from the photo shoot.
The model?
Yeah, the zombie model.
Yeah, and Mark Wahlberg played that guy. I don't know. This was back in the Calvin Klein days with Marky Mark. Yeah, you've never seen it, dude. Good Vibration starts playing when they all start rising up from the fucking ground.
I would
It's
love
great.
to see that. I would love to see that happen.
You're
Somebody
going to
put
feel
that
sweat
together.
coming out your pores, man.
Coming up next, the stuff. Enough is never enough.
Damn right. I'm excited for this one, Matt.
And this is coming out July 22nd, US and UK. And I'm going to say a title that should have been and was not sorely overlooked for our 80s VHS cover video.
Yeah.
Because that's another
good.
one. That's another one. When I saw this, I was like, "Oh, I know this movie. That's pretty cool looking art." But when it comes to this movie, I only have that original. Just when I saw that in the VHS store
Yeah.
as a kid, every time I was like, "What is that movie?"
I remember, I definitely remember it from the rental stores as a child, but it wasn't a strong contender as other ones for me. It didn't strike me as much.
Look at that.
I know it's great, but it didn't have that visceral effect.
It reminds me of
others did.
it's kind of like the Blob a little bit, except cartoon.
And the Blob, the 89
Yeah.
Blob, that affected me more. That VHS art affected me more than this.
Yeah, I didn't. I'm gonna be honest. I've never seen this movie. I just know this
Good.
cover, and I didn't know. Only knowing this cover, I didn't know that this was about like an evil dessert. Is that what it is?
Yeah.
I had no idea that's what that was.
It's kind of like, you know, I don't think you've seen Halloween 3 either, but it's similar to that. It's a food that you eat and it basically turns you into a zombie and it becomes like a sensation.
Everyone loves it.
So think about it like if your kids all of a sudden started eating Takis, but Takis are turning you into zombies. You know? And Matt, it has my man in here. You know I'm a big fan of Michael Moriarty. And it's the same director. Remember what I was telling you, Q the Winged Serpent?
Yeah.
Okay, the same director did Q the Winged Serpent, did stuff. And remember the guy I love in that. And I always showed you that. I think I showed you that part. Just the way he talks. Yeah, what the fuck do you know? What do I know about that? Yeah, he's kind of he kind of has like a Bill Burr vibe.
Yeah,
he's in this, dude. He's like the FBI agent dude or something.
What is it? Yogurt?
Yeah,
It's yogurt,
it's
or
like fluff. Yeah, like a fucking
it looks like shaving cream.
basically. It's probably what it was to get the film made.
Yeah, for real. I don't know. It's wild. It looks wild, but it's got new old features. There's also an HD pre-release cut with more than
him.
Oh yeah. Some pre-release cut is put on here with 30 more minutes and a different score.
Oh.
A whole new way to watch this movie.
Well, what's awesome for me about this release is that I missed this out initially on Blu-ray.
You did?
Well, what happened was, we're collectors, dude. Obviously, people like us who do a channel like this. It's not that I missed it out. I missed out the special edition. I missed out the slip, whatever it was. Because Arrow, was it UK? I think it was just Arrow in general, even here, released it. And yes, this one. And there was some special edition that I missed out on. And then I did one of those things where I was like, hey, let me convince myself I don't like the movie that much.
Yeah.
Because it's like, I don't want the inferior edition on my shelf.
Right.
But then it became one of those deals. All right, I'll wait and upgrade. So I'm happy. And I like that slip, man. I like that collage slip. I think that's slick.
This art looks pretty cool.
That too, man.
This kind of looks similar to the original one. Here it is opened up.
Dude, I like that new all of it. I think it's sleek.
Is anyone out there sad that this VHS art isn't a part of it in some way, shape, or form? Like, can you give it to me? Can you give it to me on the other side of that other, insert? That's that green thing that's showing, because that's, I think, a mouth or something. I don't know. Anyone? Does anyone care?
No one seems to care.
No. Well, I'll tell you this, man. You know what's funny? Similar to Zombie, what happened with this title in America, we all know this as The Stuff, and we know the artwork, like the VHS one you're talking about.
Okay.
In the UK, this film is known as Who Framed Roger Rabbit. So they don't know what the fuck's going on. Right now.
Everybody's very confused.
Yeah,
All right.
They're like, where's my UK brother Bob Hoskins?
All right. Well,
Not even on there.
we'll move on. We'll move on from the stuff if nobody cares. Or does nobody care about the VHS cover?
LA Jewel just weighed in. They care.
Everybody should care. The Stuff is a classic. Larry Cohen is great. Dude, we have the Black Caesar. We have the Black Caesar soundtrack on vinyl. Larry Cohen did Black Caesar.
There you go.
It's a lie, dude. He's great.
Would I like
You
this
love
movie?
Bruce Campbell. He did Maniac Cop. Maniac Cop
Mhm.
2. Yes, you would like The Stuff. It's horror comedy. It's like in that sweet, this is like something a kid could watch and it'd be fun.
Okay.
You know what I mean? This is in that fun wheelhouse of,
I'll keep it in mind.
you know, basket case, Cue the Winged Serpent, obviously. It's
Yep.
silly.
All right.
Monster Squad, I'd even put it in. Night of the Creeps for sure.
Yeah.
The Blob.
Yeah. Okay.
It's definitely there. It's great.
All right. I'll keep that in mind. So there you have it. The Stuff.
Is it the same director of Basket Case? Somebody asked.
No, that's Hennon Lauder. The guy who did Basket Case did like Brain Damage, Frankenhooker.
Mm-hmm.
He's done some classics as well, but no. And it's interesting you asked that. I confuse them sometimes as well.
And then just really quickly, also just wrapping up. Oh wait, no. Here's what else Arrow's putting out. They're putting out Narc in the UK. Also, some Night Watch collection, Crumb Catcher, which I've actually never heard of. That's what else is coming out. But they also, which is kind of random, they teased, like as soon as all their announcements came out, they put another post up where they teased Spawn.
Wow.
They teased Spawn. It said like coming soon or something. There was like this video that they put out where it was just like Spawn, like the title kind of glowing.
Makes sense.
I think it totally makes sense.
Because they have access to New Line.
It's just a shame this
They
movie.
have access to Warner, which is
Yeah.
New Line. This is a cult movie. It's getting more attention. I'm all for it. I've only seen parts of this film, but I'm a big fan of Michael Jai White. So if you get him back to do a commentary, I'll watch him talk about anything. I don't care.
I think this movie's trash. I don't think it worked out. I think everybody wanted this movie, myself included, to be good, and I think it just was not good.
See, here's what's interesting. I didn't give a damn about this movie when it came out,
Mhm.
but it kept getting played on HBO in the late 90s.
Yeah.
So I always caught parts of it. I completely agree with you. It's trash, but it's one of those trash movies that actually, like, it's interesting trash. John Leguizamo's look alone is so memorable. Like, for a movie that's trash,
Mhm.
it is memorable.
I mean,
You
the
remember
look of
what
it.
this exactly.
The look
that's what
of it,
I'm
I
saying.
remember.
So that alone has some merit. It is an interesting failure.
Yeah,
You know
the
what
look.
I mean?
Yeah,
This isn't a movie I would call trash. Like, don't watch it. Form your own opinion on it, because it's not cynical trash. Like you said, it just didn't gel, but there's so many interesting things going on within it.
the look is decent for sure. I think it was executed badly, and I think John Leguizamo, when he showed up, I was like, oh no, what's happening? But yeah, I don't know. They've teased it, but you're right, dude. This totally makes sense that they do this.
I would want to check it out again. I would actually want to give it a fair day in courts, beginning to end today. Because I'm with you, dude. It's not like I remember this being great, but I just remember it being interesting.
I want the audience to let me know if I should give it another day in court. I'm feeling like that's a hard no, but I want the people out there to let us know or let me know. Sounds like Russ is already sold.
I'm just a big Michael Jai White fan.
I like Michael Jai White.
I'd like to support him.
All right, so
If that'll do something for him, I would. And I am interested in John Leguizamo.
Yeah.
We're both big fans of John Leguizamo, Benny Blanco aside. But I mean, I enjoy this. I don't know, a lot of elements. Martin Sheen, for fuck's sake. Like, I would be totally open to giving it another try.
I'm sure Michael Jai White would be very happy if you bought this movie of his that he'll probably get no money from.
I know, but we need Black Dynamite too.
We do need Black Dynamite too. Anybody out there excited for Spawn?
Well, we have one person, Nice Guy 80, saying it's absolute dog fudge.
There you have it.
Another person, Simon, said the Spawn Blu-ray can be found at the Dollar General for $2.99, and that's still too much.
The Dollar General for $2.99. Can't even get it for $1. They're like, charge you $3 for this.
But a lot of love for the soundtrack. Both Brown Bunny and It's Mint said that they've got love for the soundtrack. And
I do remember that too.
Hold on. Is that the soundtrack? There is something. All right. I didn't have the soundtrack growing up. but I have heard it, I believe.
Okay.
Isn't there some remix of like Fight Fire with isn't there a Metallica remix on there? Like
I don't know.
A techno version of a classic Metallica song. I want to say it's Fight Fire with Fire.
Okay.
Or maybe it's For Whom the Bell Tolls. There's some, if I recall, it might be on a different soundtrack, but there's some like sped up techno version, and it always made me laugh.
I don't know. I thought it was like one of those like crossover ones where it was like two artists from different worlds.
It might be,
like
and that's what I'm thinking.
rock.
I think it's like Crystal Method
Yeah,
getting Metallica. It's like something like that. But the the best one you're talking about is that Ja Rule Metallica crossover.
Oh my God.
Fast and Furious, I believe. That is one of the greatest songs
It's meant
I have
said
ever
it's For
heard in
Whom
my
the Bell
life.
Tolls.
It's For Whom the Bell Tolls. Yeah, I remember that.
Let's since we're wrapping before
That made me laugh. I'm sorry. Like what else is on the Spawn soundtrack?
I don't know. Let us know. But before we move
Wasn't
on, let's
Manson on it? Wasn't there like a Marilyn Manson?
I thought you said Hanson.
Hanson.
Oh, dude, a Hanson mashup.
Let's check in. Let's check in ourselves with the chat. I'm gonna let's roll back. Let's roll back the hour. Let's take a look and see what's been going on around here.
A lot of negativity there.
A lot of negativity.
We were bungling up everything.
I didn't want to hurt your guys' feelings too bad, but yeah.
The build up is incredible. Listen to all the build up is incredible. Then the song failed. Oh. And now this. Matt is so happy, but no solid sound. I was sitting here like dancing.
He did have a big ass smile.
I did.
He's
Been
like making
smiling
eye
ever
contact
since.
with me.
Anti-climax.
Somebody said Killing Zoe.
Thumbs down.
You can't really. I don't know if you could accuse Killing Zoe of being a Tarantino ripoff because it is Roger Avery who did it.
Fix it, Matt. You've built it up too much, but I'm worried about Russ going solo.
Me too, Kondo.
When Russ is solo, he sounds like the secretary from Ferris Bueller pretending to be Mr. Rooney.
Oh.
Take it, Russ. Oh.
I am one righteous dude.
Let's see. Child's death. Darth Vader killing all those little Jedis. Oh, that's a good one. Should Matt?
I forgot about that.
We didn't include that one.
I don't. You know why we didn't include that? Because it's not as like grisly on screen.
It's not.
But the implication of that and the fact that it's a Star Wars movie, that is pretty incredible. That they all filmed that when, like, yeah, let's just do that. This is gonna have like rides at Disney World and all that. Let's just kill a bunch of kids. Like, this is great. That's probably the best decision any of the that was made in any of the prequels, man.
Kenny Dreadful, queasily, I'm approaching. There's no joking. Queasily.
Queasily, I approach.
Queasily. Granular Spirit, Lindsay, get that doll and position it to have it stare down Matt whenever he sleeps.
Yeah.
Dwayne The Rock Hudson, Lucio Fulci. Come on, don't y'all have your Italian pronunciation down. I messed it up, Dwayne. I messed it up.
We're dumb.
I'm not perfect.
You know what's funny? I get when people make jokes about it. Like when I see someone, let's see, like in a foreign country mispronounce things that I know they're mispronouncing.
And it'd be one thing if I was coming off like I was like an authority on it and I said Lucio Fulci.
You were, though. But I'm talking about in general, when people just, if it's a different culture and they mispronounce something that's more regional to me, I don't get it. Do you?
No.
Like you said, unless they're intentionally doing it, hey, I know, but I'm being disrespectful. But like I said, besides people like you, I don't come across that too often.
Google's Trilogy, Lindsay's deadpan, no one seems to care, is what marriage is all about. That's great. Lucas Blade, I'll be buying this. I think you're talking about Spawn. I'll be rewatching, I'm afraid. Brown Bunny. I forgot Martin Sheen was in Spawn. Sold, says Blackadder.
Melinda Clark was in Spawn?
And John Leguizamo.
Well, we talked about it.
Just rereading. I'm just reading the comment.
Oh, I'm sorry.
I'm surprised we haven't gotten a Spawn remake.
It's a great PS1 CGI. It is. It is.
Diddy, I don't think I could waste my time on this again. I saw it in the theater. I saw this movie in the theater. I saw a lot of people comment. Yeah, I did. I saw a lot of people comment they hoped that they were teasing the series. There was like a television series on HBO.
That's
animated.
Wildly popular. Yeah, the Todd McFarlane HBO series.
Yeah.
That is wildly popular. What happened to Carlitos?
Carlitos.
trying. He's been busy, dude. He's doing a lot of stuff in Hollywood, but he's going to be back very, very soon. We promise you that.
Long Hard Road Out of Hell, Marilyn Manson. I forgot that song was on
wasn't
there.
That with Sneaker Pimps? Because you're right. It was like it was like they looked at the Judgment Night soundtrack and said, "Hey, how can we make that suck?" And so they got a bunch of like late '90s artists to do, crossover or not crossover, mashups.
Yeah, mashups.
Yeah.
Well, it looks like there are more people than I expected that are excited. It sounds like more people are excited for Spawn, then Cobra, then Zombie, then the stuff. Did I get that right? What do you think the order is?
Sounds like it.
Sounds about right.
Sounds good.
People are interested in watching the stuff that had not yet seen it.
Oh, cool.
Like they're going to pick it up as a blind buy.
Yeah, it does look fun.
That's a good blind buy. Like I said, especially if you're into things like Return of the Living Dead, the 80s horror comedy. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Before we move over to Shout Factory and some others, I did want to share one thing with you, Russ, that I saw this article and I thought of you immediately.
Anne Hathaway's single.
Surprise, surprise. Anne Hathaway's single. Come on down, Anne. I've got her here tonight. No, this is something that, not that you necessarily care a lot about, but something you've talked about and I think will interest you. And it is kind of interesting. I don't know if everybody saw this or not, but for the first time in something like 40 years, Star Wars is going to be back in the theaters with the original no special edition version. The original one without any fixes, any changes will be in the theater for the very first time in 40 years. And I wanted to tell you about this.
I have a question.
Okay.
When did I talk about this?
You have mentioned,
Why would I?
well, you've mentioned several times to me in passing or when we've talked about, whatever it might be, Star Wars or just different, tinkering, directors that tinker with stuff, blah, blah, blah. And you've mentioned on a handful of occasions that the day that you would ever be even interested in getting Star Wars would be these versions, or these versions will eventually come out one day when they've run out of things to sell and they want more money. These will finally make their way out.
Yes, you're right. I have said that. Yes, I know what you're saying now. Yeah, I always said, especially when Disney bought, you're right, when Disney bought Lucasfilm, I said at the time, well, it's inevitable we'll get the original trilogy unaltered. Because that would have been Lucas stalling that. That's his baby. He had ultimate control. Disney is going to do what'll make them money.
Right.
And there has been such a large demand for the unaltered original trilogy. It was inevitable. Yeah. It's happening now, you're saying.
I don't know.
Not on physical media, but it's just in theaters.
It's just they're putting it in theaters. And it was a big deal just because it hasn't been seen for 40 years on screen. So they're putting it out so people that like yourself that have thought that or like kind of like have, lambasted the changes. Maybe you can now go and see the original thing if you forgot, if you don't have access to it anymore. I don't even, like you said, it's not probably this version's not on streaming. The people that don't own it, that people don't have the original uncut, unaltered version, how many people still have access to even watch it? Pirates. So I don't know. Just thought that was interesting. Thought I would share that with you.
And let me tell you, if they release the original trilogy unaltered, I would buy that on 4K. And I don't own any Star Wars because of that. And it's not like I'm some strict diehard Star Wars fan. It's just that, I don't know, if I'm going to watch these were landmark classic pieces of Hollywood history. I want to see what it did in 1977, not what George Lucas had access to in 1997. You know what I mean?
DVD.
I agree. Let's move along. More news, Russ. Are you ready for more news?
Is Howard the Duck going to be released unaltered?
I wish.
That's the real news. I mean, come on.
3 minutes of uncut footage of the Howard the Duck and Leah Thompson bed scene that they had to trim to get a PG rating.
It's restore it to its NC-17 bestiality rating it originally received with that 10-minute sex scene. You're right, Matt.
We need it.
Oh God! Speaking of bestiality.
We're back with Ace Ventura from Shout Select, which actually makes a whole lot of sense. We've talked about titles that we thought certain labels should put out, and I don't think we've talked about needing Ace Ventura in 4K, but I don't know that we ever talked about what label would or could put it out. I just assumed the studio would, but
they
Shout
put it
Select
out before.
Shout did?
Yeah, didn't they?
I know Arrow put out a combo pack on Blu-ray.
I'm pretty sure Shout put this out on Blu-ray before that had like some episode of the cartoon series or something like that.
Yeah, I don't know. But this is coming out towards the end of July. It was obviously been released on Blue, but it's long overdue. This Dumb and Dumber, and I'm trying to think what other Jim Carrey like early comedies that we still don't have.
He gets no love in physical media.
The Mask.
I was thinking about this. He gets no love in physical media, and we're going to get to it here in a second because I know what you're about to pull up.
Okay.
But think about it. Even his bigger, more cult beloved Eternal Sunshine. If Eternal Sunshine had some intricate packaging, that would sell like crazy. People love that movie.
Yeah.
But as we have it now, it was Kino, and people complained about the transfer. Truman Show had a let's face it, basically essential bare bones 4K release. Even his big comedies, Dumb and Dumber, the best we've received is a New Line Platinum series,
and it's the uncut version only, or something.
Yeah, it's like, dude, Jim Carrey movies on physical media, at least the ones that I believe people care about.
Yeah,
they don't get good treatment, man.
No, and I'm going to say that this, I kind of feel a little bit of a similar way with this, only because I feel like they're kind of playing with us a little bit here by putting that term collector's edition on this. Shout Select isn't known for putting a lot of stuff on anyway, but they do have collector's editions, and when they do put that, that usually means at least a feature, at least something, and it's possibly that it's new. I have a few just regular bare bone Shout Select titles and a couple of collector's edition ones. They're not stacked, but there's something there. This just has the film upgraded 4K restoration, all that kind of stuff, and a trailer. There are no features on it whatsoever, which is interesting to me because as we have all grown up, at least we have grown up on Ace Ventura, whenever you watched it on TV, you watched kind of like a weird version of Ace Ventura where there was like 5 or 6 different scenes that were like shoehorned in that always made no sense because you were like so used to the other version. There's like a restaurant scene, like a bar fight.
The empty pool scene was always funny too, because I think one you would watch didn't have him going in it or something.
There was a lot of changes.
Yeah, there were a lot of weird changes on that.
Yeah, so
even weirder. Well, first off, like I said, he never gets love on physical media. There is never on any release of Ace Ventura any like assortment of special features that I recall. Even odder, okay? Jim Carrey and Tom Shadyac, they've worked together multiple times. The director of Ace Ventura, Tom Shadyac, they did Liar Liar, they did Bruce Almighty, so I'd imagine there's at least somewhat of a stable working relationship there. 2, I would absolutely adore to hear today's Jim Carrey reflect on 1993 breakout star Jim Carrey. I mean, about the movie itself, about his career. He had a very unique career that stemmed from a very ununique movie. I don't know how to say it. A very off the wall fucking movie that no one believed in. There is so much stuff I would love to hear anybody talk about. Yeah. And I mean, it seems like Carrey is open to talking. I hear him, I see him in interviews spouting off wisdom all the time.
Sure.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's wild. Yeah, dude. It deserves something. I don't know.
It does. It does deserve something. And it is, like I said, it's listed as a collector's edition. There's really not much outside of the restoration. And we know, like I said, why I brought that up was we know that this stuff exists. There's things out there you could put on here, whether it's deleted scenes, extended scenes, maybe someone comes back, maybe not. I don't know. It's weird that nobody wants to come back and do much. They're also charging I think $39.99. Maybe it's down to like $32.99 for, again, something that's bare bones. So it feels like it should be maybe $24.99.
And that's the MSRP you're speaking of.
40 is. It's down to $32.99.
Oh, already. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, something that basic. The transfer's nice.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, I am. I'll be buying it. I adore this movie.
You gonna buy that one?
No. This is the first thing I saw and what formed the hypothesis of how Jim Carrey gets no love on physical media. What the fuck is this?
I don't know. I gagged. And I feel bad because when I saw this, like the artist of this Steelbook was in the comment thread, like the second comment, like, oh my gosh, this has been revealed, whatever. Wait till you see it opened up. I worked really hard on this, whatever. And people were just flaming the guy. And I feel like that's a shame, but I felt the same way looking at this. I'm like, what am I looking at?
Yeah.
What am I looking at?
Like, Did he watch the movie?
Maybe.
I don't know. Like that bird, that's like a 2-second joke. That's a callback at the end of the movie.
Yes.
It's nothing. It's nothing. The motif of it all. What are the colors? I know. I guess it's his shirts that he wears.
The flowers? It's his shirt, right? Is that what it,
that's what I'm guessing. Honestly, the way he's hovered above the leaves, my initial thought was, is this When Nature Calls?
I thought the same thing. I was like, oh my gosh, why are they announcing this first?
Yes, that's what I thought too, dude. It's just, man, you may be a great artist, but it
looks like lettuce.
I think you watched the wrong movie.
Yeah, I don't know. And it's weird because it looks like lettuce. It's weird that they have the likeness of the original poster art, but maybe not to do something new. And maybe because they knew they were putting the original art on the regular, that they could just do whatever they wanted on the Steelbook and just have fun with it. But I'm glad this isn't the only thing, because Steelbook only releases our thing these days, and I was really worried that this was it.
Yes.
No offense to the artist if you're watching, which I'm sure you are.
Man, I wish they would have did it the opposite. Gave me a Steelbook of the original artwork and gave me this as a slipcover on the standard.
Yeah. I don't know. I could have used some fluff, though. I'm not going to lie.
No fluff.
Could have fluffed me.
That's too much fluff, Matt.
Yeah, could have fluffed me. I wonder if one day they'll put When Nature Calls comes out and then also do like a 2-pack like they did with like Bill and Ted. Remember, they did the original, then 2 and 3 came out, and then they put a whole bundle together.
Probably.
Something like it.
You and I both despise When Nature Calls, so
yeah, I don't care about that.
Doesn't matter to us at all. But you're going with the standard as well?
I'll go with the standard, yeah.
Yep, same.
Do you think that Arrow could put this out in the UK? Somebody mentioned in some forum that I was on that for a while there were Ace Ventura cards stuck into certain Arrow releases, like that was teasing like a UK release. And Shout and Arrow do share titles. I don't know.
I'm thinking, if they do, then we need to get some kind of sweet Arrow box of Natural Born Killers.
That'd be nice. Or maybe Arrow will give me some fluff.
Yeah.
Fluff me. Anybody out there excited for Ace Ventura? Lindsay, what are they saying? What do the people want?
Well, no one seems to like the artwork.
Yeah, it's a shame, isn't it? Isn't it a shame?
And a few folks said that they would like to have, the 2-pack, both movies.
Yeah.
2-pack.
Get off our train.
Get off our train. They're Shout Factory also putting out other titles, including a they put out ROBOCOP 2. They're putting a Steelbook out, and I just can't imagine why you would buy this either.
No.
What is happening with ROBOCOP's face?
Well, no, shut up, man.
Why buy this at all?
Exactly. That artwork is perfect for this movie. I don't care. Throw anything on the cover of this. Honestly, that artwork, this guy nailed the tone of ROBOCOP 2.
I don't know what I'm looking at here.
And I think I'm wrong on this. I always complain about ROBOCOP 2 and everyone jumps down my throat because in my head, I think I saw ROBOCOP 3.
I like ROBOCOP 2, I think.
I know.
I think I do.
All I remember as a kid who loved Verhoeven's original, I latched on to how violent it was.
Yeah.
Even as a kid, you understood like, whoa, I'm watching something I probably shouldn't be. This is something deeper. You felt like you were in a club or something. And then when the sequels happened, and all I remember is ROBOCOP in an arcade, and there's this like little like Richie Rich. Dude, it felt like the Foot Clan in the 1990 Teenage
you're not off.
Ninja Turtles.
Yeah, you're not off.
Is that ROBOCOP 2?
That's 2.
Yeah.
No, not a fan. All right.
Not a fan then. I'm so, no. And I get it. We were all kids around that time. If you're around our age, if you have a soft spot for this, I dig it. I'm not gonna, bust on you guys. But for me, it didn't hit even when I was a kid. I felt betrayed. I felt like this is going from the ultra violent satire. Even if I didn't fully understand it as a child, I could feel that it was on a wavelength of something.
Okay.
And when it stepped down to this, I felt like I was being condescended to. And this, I felt the same way with Major League 2 when that came out.
Yeah.
I was a kid. I used to get really angry about that shit. I remember when Major League 2 came out and I was 12 years old and it was like, wait, it's PG-13. And my dumbass went and saw it anyway. And everything on that screen, I was like, wow, this is everything I loved made for toddlers.
I think I watched that movie probably more than one because it was always on TV. Always. You could never get Major League 1 on TV, and it was always on.
Hold on. We're going off on a side real quick.
Okay.
One of the best things in Major League, one of the best fights I have ever seen in a movie is in Major League. One of the most realistic fights. If you've ever seen a group of men fight, I don't give a fuck. When they're in the ballpen, or not in the ballpen, when they're in the locker room in the beginning, just the way they're talking, when it's Corbin Burnson and Charlie Sheen, that's how people talk in fights. You know, what's the matter, rookie fuckwad? Can't take a fucking joke. You're real fucking funny ass. Well, fuck you. It's like it felt so damn real for a goddamn Hollywood film. Then you cut to Major League 2 and what's going on in there. You got like the dude, you got Forrest Gump as the catcher now, or whatever that guy is.
Rube.
That corn-fed fuck. What am I?
Rube. That's his name, Rube.
Rube. That's the humor we're at now.
Rube.
Wesley Snipes is gone.
Yep, it's Omar Epps now.
Killing my boy Lou.
It's Omar Epps now, not Wesley Snipes.
No disrespect to Omar Epps.
Cute.
But come on, Wesley Snipes.
It's Wesley Snipes, but Omar Epps is in there. Tom Berenger's the coach now. Charlie Sheen's cleaned it up.
Yeah, great.
Cleaned it up real nice, but he has to come back at the end to be Vaughn again. He couldn't even clean it up in
real life real nice. I don't want to see Vaughn do it.
He grew his hair in, but then at the end when he comes out and he's like shaved it, he's like, we're back, baby. You know?
Jesus, that's depressing.
He's like dating that girl from Coneheads. Remember that girl? Like the daughter that's in Coneheads, the movie? I don't know her name.
No one does.
I'm tying all these 90s television movies I used to watch together. It's like, oh, that's the girl he's dating in Major League 2.
To be honest, Coneheads, that's like not as bad as all critics made it out to be, but it is also not good.
Russ, what's happened to this stream? Where are we?
We're talking about RoboCop 2. Anything goes.
Do we have any Studio Ghibli fans out there? Because as you all know, Shout Factory, they've put out all these Miyazaki films and they continue to put them out in these beautiful steelbooks. And they're starting to remaster these in 4K, which I think is a great thing. But what they're now getting ready to put out for the first time is Grave of Fireflies on Blu-ray, which if you've never seen Grave of Fireflies, don't lump this in with any of those other ones thinking, oh, it's another Studio Ghibli film that I'm going to put on for the family. And we're going to watch this right next to, like, you know, Spirited Away or Ponyo or Grave of Fireflies, triple feature. Don't do that to yourselves. One of the saddest things I've ever seen is this movie.
Is that true?
What?
What you just said? Because you know, I've seen none of those other films, but I have seen Grave of the Fireflies, and I know how depressing this movie is. What the set?
Yes.
I assumed after seeing this that all those other classics, they're all depressing.
They are not. They are not depressing at all.
I'm not kidding. And you know,
they're sweet, they're deep, they're heartfelt. Some are sillier than others, but they're all great works of art. This is just a work of art too, but for a different reason.
And everyone here, you know this. Lindsay, the producer, knows this because we all saw this together. I did. I thought every big beloved anime film from this studio was just like this. I thought they were all kind of like Pan's Labyrinth, like they were all depressing, historical fantasy mixed with fiction.
Yep.
Fantasy mixed with fiction.
A little fiction with Miss Fantasy. This is a real story. This is a true story, Russ.
Yeah, I'm all over the place, man.
How many people love Grave of the Fireflies? Let us know down below.
That's it. What should I watch then? I avoided all those films because I didn't want to watch, you know, Schindler's List animated.
I'm not sure any of them are really your bag. What do you think, Matt?
I think I could probably recommend a couple to you if you were in the right mindset, that you would recognize that this is really good and it's a great story and good heart to it, because I think you appreciate that if you could watch an animated,
really
if you're okay with watching that in an animated form.
Did Dwayne The Rock Johnson do any voices in them?
He didn't do a single damn one.
That would have been a selling point.
My favorite is Kiki's Delivery Service. I think that's just like the sweetest. And Ponyo.
Do we have some fans out there or people dropping their favorites?
TXAG007 said that they watched, I think, Porco Rosso.
Oh, yeah.
Over the weekend, and it was lighthearted fun.
The English language one's got Michael Keaton as the main character, but in the Japanese version, obviously, I don't know who that is.
Google's Trilogy said that Grave of Fireflies is Schindler's List level bummer.
It's very terrible. And look at this cover, too. This cover is telling you, like, oh, this is going to be nice.
Really
like, nope, you know what's going to happen to these two? Nothing good.
And think about that, right? It is. I even just referenced Schindler's List. So for me, I've only anime films I've ever seen are Akira and Grave of the Fireflies. Now, I knew this was different from Akira. I knew it wasn't the same studio, all of that. I know enough. But I assumed all of this studio's movies were just like Grave of the Fireflies. I thought they were all heavy and depressing, but beautiful animation. And after watching this one, and I liked this movie. Yeah. But I was like, damn, I don't know if I want to subject myself to that all the time. And I was like, what is the appeal? Why does everybody like these movies? Why are they getting shown in theaters? Who wants to show up and feel, you know, like they want to off themselves?
You can be uplifted by some of them.
Yeah, okay.
You'll be uplifted.
Well, I like this one because it made me want to delete myself.
Oh my God.
Let's look at a few more Steelbooks since it's a great segue into Steelbooks. This is a Steelbook.
And then before we segue,
okay.
I think Ben Affleck has a question about this one because this is only on Blu-ray.
This is just coming out on Blu-ray. All of these are. They've only put out the most recent Boy and the Heron, and they've just are discussing putting out Princess Mononoke in 4K. So as they keep doing these, it just makes me excited for a box set, which they've already done on Blu-ray. So just give me that 4K box set. You can have my money immediately.
But it gives me the impression they're milking everyone, and I'm on Ben Affleck's side. I mean, come on.
Criterion, when is the 4K coming out?
When is the 4K coming out? Grave of the Fireflies. Could you see that come? I could maybe see that coming from Criterion. I feel like they would put their seal of approval on that. They might.
But it just bothers me. It's like, this is coming in 4K. Why are we?
I don't know. Maybe not this one.
It is?
Maybe not this one. I don't know. All right, let's do a couple more Steelbooks. Here we go. First one. Let's see here. Oh, actually, you know what this next one is?
11:45. Now this was a Tarantino ripoff.
It's an update.
Uh-oh.
To 28 days later. We talked about it last time, but there was no art, and now it's here. Still no details. Still no information about it as far as like how they're upscaling that potato that they recorded it on, what the features are, anything else. But I expected original art, and that's what we got, which I'm happy with because that's what they needed to do.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, it looks good. I
thought it was going to be some like, why do you open it up? I thought it was going to be some like new drawing of Cillian Murphy alone, in where everyone with Ben in the background there, Big Ben. And Cillian Murphy's just sitting there like he's got time to kill, busting shots at Big Ben.
What are you saying? So we broke the news last time, and now here we are breaking the news again with the Steelbook cover. So there you are. We'll keep leaking the news as we know it. Weeks late.
That was the update.
That's
artwork.
That artwork. That's
I
your
thought you were going to say it's an update. Hey, they canceled the 4K.
No, they didn't cancel it. No, they didn't cancel it.
Oh,
that's it.
Okay.
We also got a Jaws 50th anniversary limited edition Steelbook coming out in 4K. We've had this, I think, at 45. We've probably even had it at 40. I'm not even sure. But this is already out in a regular and so forth. I missed out on the collector's edition Steelbook the last time.
I did as well.
Which one did you pick up? Do you have any of these?
Well, we discussed it, and at the time, Jaws is one of those titles that gets released so often.
Yep.
I never feel propelled to pick it up every time, and I end up putting it off.
Yeah.
Realizing that, I pre-ordered this one because I don't own it on 4K. I know I like this artwork. I don't own it on 4K. The transfer is one of the best of all time.
It is.
I need to own it.
Yeah.
Dude, right now when I pre-ordered, I did it through Amazon, just the price guarantee. The most expensive, $34.99.
Yeah.
That's not bad.
Eat your heart out, Tombstone.
That's not bad. And it'll probably drop a bit because it's a way out before it releases.
Definitely.
But I'm happy this came out. You're right. I kind of waited. This is the one for me.
It looks good.
This is the one you don't just run out there and sleep with the first woman you meet. You got to get to know them. You got to like play the field a bit, figure out who you are.
Play the Steelbook
field. That's what I did when it came to Jaws on 4K. And when I laid my eyes on this one, I thought, my heart skipped a beat, man.
Did it skip a beat?
It did.
I put this in a little basket myself. I didn't pull the trigger yet, but
I pulled the trigger. I proposed.
You proposed? All right.
It was love at first sight, Matt. I heard that Kylie Minogue song in my head. You ever heard that one? It's called Love at First Sight.
I was going to can't get you out of my head.
Wait, sing it one more time. What did you think it was?
Lindsay was trying to ruin my joke.
Sorry. I got excited. That song is a good one. The one I thought it was, not the one you're talking about.
Yeah, my joke was to play on words and it's literally called Love at First Sight. You jump in with Kylie Minogue. She was probably in there. Damn it. Now I'm messing up the joke. What's the 80s one? Locomotion.
Oh, yeah. Come on, baby. No, is that even her?
It is. Well, it wasn't big in America apparently, but in the late 80s, because isn't she Australian?
She is. She's been around for so long.
Right. Music king over here. Kylie Minogue. But yeah, she had a song then. I don't think it blew up in America. But then years later, when
wow.
Then it blew up years later.
Back to Jaws.
Oscar Burroughs-Rangel is seeing Kylie Minogue on Friday in LA.
Nice.
That's sick.
We're all big fans. Lindsay, what's your favorite song?
Can't Get You Out of My Head.
Same album as the one I referenced. My joke that was botched. Bungled.
Sorry.
You queasily told that joke.
I know, right? Hoodwinked, bamboozled.
Who out there is tired of buying Jurassic Park in 4K?
Guess what?
Who out there is tired of
Guess
it?
what? Who played it right again? Who played it right? Me. I didn't, like I said.
Did you play it right? Are you sure you did?
You can't just trust every woman who looks at you and throws themselves at you. You gotta know your heart. You gotta know their heart. So I never picked up Jurassic Park on 4K.
Well, now we've got Trilogy Steelbooks coming out. Each trilogy is getting its own Steelbook, so the discs are probably all stacked in there, crunched up. And I also think that the art here is fairly phoned in. There's a lot of what do you call that, negative space, where there's just a lot of blank. I think that seal at the bottom, if that's not like embossed, then that's a missed opportunity. But you know what's interesting about this? This is actually a true 4K double dip, because these are now coming with Dolby Vision and Atmos, whereas the other ones previously purchased did not have it.
You know, the first girl who hit on me, she did not come with Dolby Atmos. And that's when I knew, man, I got to look, you be patient and you play the field, as I said.
Well, there you have it. Now you're just in time. I'm surprised they're not like milking the OG only. They're giving you all three here.
Yeah. What's crazy, too, is you mentioned negative space. When you open it up, they needed some negative space. That looks like shit. Like somebody just threw a bunch of fucking photos they took off of a Polaroid together on the ground.
Vince Vaughn's like a quarter of this left side here. He's a big piece. Still haven't seen the third one.
It's great.
Haven't seen it. And then here's 4 through 6. Another sort of another look here, kind of a similar look. You picking that one up?
Oh, well, those are the best of the series.
These are the only ones I'm picking up. I'm going to queasily pick these up.
Where's Chris Pratt in there? Wait, whoa, that's
he's there.
Wild.
He's in there.
He's there, but
he's there.
He's not as pronounced as fucking Swingers.
Swingers?
Vince Vaughn.
Oh, Vince Vaughn. Oh, I got it. Yeah, so 4K double dips. Who's double dipping their Jurassic Park? Lindsay, are people out there pissed they're double dipping their Jurassic Park?
I don't know about that.
Nobody's interested in Jurassic
I'm
Park.
pissed. Aren't they releasing him solo?
No.
Yeah, who said that? Someone said that they wished it was just the first one.
Agreed.
Like, we just rewatched the second one, and that was hard to bear.
It was hard to swallow.
It was very bad.
My dating analogy aside, that is what I'm waiting to do. I did it with Back to the Future. You know, I'm waiting. I know at some point I'll get a Steelbook with the original artwork of Jurassic Park, and I'll pick that up.
That's smart.
That's all I want. I don't care. Honestly, and if it doesn't happen, cool. I don't need it.
You don't need it.
But I definitely don't need the entire series. Holy shit. If there's ever a series that shouldn't have been a series and went off the rails off the bat, starting with the second one, went right off the rails and never recovered, it's to the Jurassic Park franchise.
What about this one, which is a movie I've heard of, coming out in 4K Steelbook, but it's not a movie I ever checked out. I don't know why. And I actually didn't realize that Joe Dante did this movie, which is a reason why I wanted to ask you if you had seen this film.
I have. And it's a franchise that right off the bat, when part 2 went off the rails, they should have never continued with Small Soldiers through part 6.
Is there a sequel to this?
No.
What did you think of this movie? I remember it's like action figures that come to life and like go on like a mission in the house or something.
Yeah. Dude, well, it's Joe Dante.
Yeah.
And it's more Joe Dante than you're thinking.
Is it fun? It doesn't seem fun.
It's not good. Honestly, it's a missed opportunity. What happened was, this was like the mid-90s. Toy Story happened, and it was kind of like, let's do that, whatever studio this was.
Yeah.
But make it kind of like Gremlins, you know? So it's sort of a mishmash of the Gremlins style with the Toy Story, whatever CGI they were using.
Yeah.
Yada, yada. No, dude. I mean, it's probably my least favorite Joe Dante movie.
Yeah, they probably looked at this as a merchandising opportunity also.
Oh, they did.
Holy crap.
They did. I think there was an actual story about creating all these toys, but then getting rid of them.
Then just getting rid of them.
Flopped so hard.
Yeah.
That being said,
okay,
it's not the worst movie I've ever seen in my life.
Okay.
It's just, again, kind of like Command. This is a theme right now, kind of like Spawn, kind of like Cobra. It's just, you can see what they were going for. It might even have moments where it works, but the grand scheme of it all, just the big picture, it just doesn't
work.
It's totally too weird. It's too Gremlins at times and then too Jumanji at others, you know?
I saw a lot of people commenting on this post for this that they were really excited this was coming out. So I know it's got its fans, it's got its audience.
Oh, if you're a certain age when this came out, I'm sure you love it because it's one of those kind of weird, you know. Dude, you think about it like that. Those are the movies that tend to stick out when you're a child, or the ones that tonally didn't really play it in the middle.
Right.
You know, those are the ones that hit you harder because you kind of had to make sense of it. You know, it was like, that was a little scary, even though I was supposed to be laughing.
Yep.
Or, hey, I wasn't supposed to be laughing, but I kind of am. And this is definitely one. Like, let's say if you were 8, 9, 10 and saw it, yeah, I could see you being a fan.
And starring Kevin Dunn and Tommy Lee Jones.
And if you're Matt, I can see you being a fan because it has Kevin Dunn.
Which figure is Kevin Dunn? That's who I'd like to know.
Not the one that's in shape.
Not the one that's in shape. Well, Small Soldiers, everyone. Another big Steelbook announcement.
Who's putting this out?
Paramount.
Really?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool, though. I like that.
I like how this looks.
It does look
I think this is cool. I think it looks good.
I wish I liked the movie more.
Me too.
I would pick it up.
I agree. And then let's see really quick. Lastly, on the Steelbook side, Lionsgate with their a couple of recent announcements of theirs celebrating its 35th anniversary. Pop the champagne, Russ. For Air America, 35th anniversary. Who's taking off a week of work to celebrate the 35th anniversary of Air America to talk about where were you when this movie came out?
I was just about to say the people who are going to do that are the people who took the week off when it came out. Do you remember? What did you do?
I don't know.
Oh, that week, but that wasn't 90.
Yeah.
Like I forget. It was yesterday.
I feel like this is another.
Air America came out, dude. The lines were around the theater. My mother took me out of school. I left school early because we couldn't get tickets to see it at any other time, and even then, we had to wait through another showing just to see Air America.
Wow.
I mean, Mel Gibson won Best Actor that year. He won Best Director. Robert Downey Jr. won Best Human Being of all time for this movie.
Yeah.
Dude, come on.
Who's picking this up? Who's picking this up for its 35th anniversary?
There's this, and there's Quigley Down Under, man.
Dude, I was about to say, is this my Quigley moment where I'm going to look to the chat and they're going to be like, what an idiot. Air America is like a groundbreaking, piece of art that, like, is that what's about to happen to me?
That's a great impression of our viewers.
I just sort of mocked all the negative ones. That's how the negative ones talk. They're like, what an idiot.
The ones who disagree with me.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Not you good ones.
Yeah, the ones I like, you know who you are, but the ones that give me a hard time, no, it's fine. So Air America, but this isn't one of them Lionsgate limited joints. This is just a straight up Steelbook.
You know what though? I know nothing about this movie.
Me neither.
We're joking.
35th anniversary though.
we were like 8 years old when this came out. My recollection is maybe at best it was a sleeper hit, but I don't even recall it being a sleeper hit.
No.
One thing I'd love to say about it that I do know is the friendship between Downey and Mel Gibson that began on this film. And it might sound like, who cares? But think about it. When Downey was going through his issues, drugs in the late 90s and all that, Mel Gibson was one of the only people who helped him out and bigged him up in the public, didn't trash him, yada, yada. And it was cool. Well, it wasn't cool what Mel was saying or anything. But I mean, when Mel was going through some of his troubles and to this day still gets, a lot of shit thrown at him, Downey always sticks up for him to this day in return. And he said it. He was like, hey, he was there for me. I'm there for him. That's my friend. I know he's not a bad person at heart. All that. I thought that's cool,
Yeah.
Whether you like them or, you disagree, whatever. I don't know. I just think that's a sweet friend. I think that's what you should do for people if they're genuinely, not bad. Like if they made a mistake and they're becoming better. And Downey clearly did that. I believe Mel, I just think that's cool that they. Come on, Matt, interrupt me.
I was going to say,
going off. It's cool, man.
I was going to say on the back of that story, I'm going to pre-order it. I'm going to pre-order it on the back of that story.
Yeah, I know. I just sold like 5 copies of Air America.
And then the last Steelbook, Lionsgate Limited, Kick-Ass. They're putting this out. Title I've never bought in 4K, but I do have this on Blu-ray.
I'm too busy watching our Basic Instinct and King of New York 4K Steelbooks.
I'm about to say, like, maybe Lionsgate has been giving us the cold shoulder lately.
I don't know what we said, Matt.
What did we do?
We did, but they did not send us those.
Well, maybe they'll send us this one. if they're watching. Let's see if they will. But actually, this is another one that they're putting out that's got new features, pretty decent art. Again, another, I feel like a pretty good a release that fits their label pretty well also. And I know it's a release people enjoy. There's fans for this movie. I like this movie a lot.
I surprisingly like this movie. This seems like a movie I would trash. I ended up liking this.
I agree.
I was shocked. The sequel, not so much.
Nah, the sequel wasn't great. But this was good. There's actually a featurette on here. I don't know what it is. It doesn't really describe it, but it's called Physical Media Kicks Ass. Hey, a little shout out to Physical Media.
All right, Lionsgate. First, you didn't send us King of New York and Basic Instinct. Now you didn't invite us to participate in a segment titled Physical Media Kicks Ass.
Yeah.
Are we partners or not?
Apparently not, Russ. Apparently not.
I got to watch my tone. Nobody wants to do business with a hothead like me.
Well, let's move on. We're not going to give them too much airtime until they start paying up. So lastly on the list tonight, a movie that Sony's putting out, but not in 4K. And everybody that saw this was like, why isn't this Breakfast Club? It's St. Elmo's Fire.
Well, why does it say 4K on the cover, Matt?
What did I say?
You just said it's not in 4K, didn't you?
Breakfast Club. Why isn't it Breakfast Club?
Why isn't it Breakfast
Why isn't
Club?
it Breakfast Club in 4K? I think that's the one people want.
Well, Criterion has it.
But why? They want it.
I agree.
They don't want this.
Dude, I hate this movie. You have no idea.
They don't want this.
Dude, I have a visceral reaction. Even this updated cover artwork, I hate.
I
I want to punch every one of those goddamn people in the face.
I didn't realize Joel Schumacher directed this.
Oh, I did.
I had no idea.
I did because it was more evidence that the man has only made 2 good movies.
Dude, I don't know.
No, I get 2.5.
2.5 good movies.
2.5 good movies.
4K restoration, Dolby Atmos. And you know what else is on here?
A bunch of smug yuppie fucks.
No.
What?
The Man in Motion music video.
That song rocks.
Dude, it does.
You know what happened?
You would say that.
I would, because you know what happened, right? I hate this movie so much, but that song, and listen, I hate the song so much.
Okay.
But it became one of those things where I hated it, and then it kind of started to become funny. And then I was like, all right, now I'm laughing, and now I just legitimately like the damn thing.
It's too good.
Asshole.
It's too good. But yeah, this music video is on here, and I was like, without that, there's no sale. I'm not gonna.
Nah, I am not. You know what? If someone, this is one title I will fight people on. I don't even want to be nice to anyone who likes this movie. This movie is so arrogant, so smug. I hate every character in it. This is literally a brat pack. I know that's what they got named as, but it's just a bunch of people I would never want to know in real life. Their problems are all superficial.
Yeah.
There's no chemistry. There's no, this movie skeeves me out. It's a queasily made film. Look at Rob Lowe right there. Queasy.
Very
queasy.
Very
all these damn mullets.
They are queasy.
Queasy.
No, these mullets are making me queasy. They are.
Oh, what is this shot? They're like staring out of a window at night.
No, they all look like assholes. He looks like the coolest guy there.
Yeah.
Does he go to that school?
Jesus Christ. You look at that guy. He's the coolest guy? Like, come on, man. Come on. This movie is like the very definition of fucking pretentious. Like,
Look how he lit that cigarette.
That cigarette.
I'm so cool because I smoke.
Yeah, a bunch of prep school fucks. Look at it. Even Emilio Estevez. Dude, you were Repo Man. What are you doing?
You were. And even Bender. Come on, bro. What happened?
Bender. It is. It's like they took everyone who was kind of a badass and something else. It's like, we're going to prove to everyone you're pussy.
They're like, no, I'm going to show what range I have as an actor. No.
He's the badass.
His mullet's about to set on fire in that video. Ew. His mullet almost set on fire. You know what's... Dude, I like this song too. But you know what's really funny, and I never really paid too much attention, and it wasn't until I was looking stuff up that I read this note about this, is that when he was offered the job to write this song, he couldn't come up with any inspiration for the words. Like, he didn't know what to write. Like, he was getting nothing. And then he read an article about a athlete who was in a wheelchair, and he was doing a tour around the world in his wheelchair, and the tour was called the Man in Motion Tour. And it was just an article about it. So the guy, he got inspired by that. And he wrote a song about that.
What kind of ableist shit is that, Matt? Like a man in a wheelchair can't write songs for himself?
And then, so dude, check
That'd
this
be like
out.
if the guy in the wheelchair wrote a song about mullets.
I never paid attention close enough to the lyrics, but dude, when you read the lyrics, it sounds exactly like what I just described to you. And then at the very last minute, he tacks on the title of the movie, and that's it. Dude, it's like goes, So I'm not going to sing it, but it goes, you know, the tune to it. I can see a new horizon underneath the blazing sky. I'll be where the eagle's flying, higher and higher. Gonna be your man in motion. All I need's this pair of wheels. Take me where my future's lying. St. Elmo's Fire. Like,
So basically,
it just adds the title to the end.
so basically, what you're saying is it should have been the theme song to Silver Bullet.
Perhaps.
It would have fit in more.
Perhaps.
Say all that Silver Bullet.
Silver Bullet. St. Elmo's Fire.
And imagine that, dude. Imagine that music video. Some sentimental montage of Gary Busey cheering on Corey Haim in his jet-fueled wheelchair. That would have been. Oh, we missed out.
We missed out.
Instead, we got the Brat Pack crying about whatever their fucking college funds. I fuck them.
Lindsay, does everybody agree with us, or are we pissing off the crowd with our St. Elmo's Fire take?
I think everyone's intrigued by Russ's level of hate.
Where's it coming
But
from?
no, people don't seem to like this.
Okay.
Like Eric De Leon said, I hate St. Elmo's Fire. Every character is very unlikable.
Yes.
Yeah, they all look
Vincent
like
Doyle
assholes.
said this is the douche baskets club.
Yes. Yes, that's what I'm saying. And dude, trust me, I'm not the kind of person who you're going to strike up a conversation with me and I'll be like, God damn, I love Pretty in Pink. But I mean, like, dude, I like Pretty in Pink. I like the characters.
Yeah.
Dude. I can enjoy it. This doesn't have that. This is just, like I said, it's smug arrogance. And it's, and Lindsay, the producer, you know a little bit. When movies kind of deal with, when it gets to like a certain class level, and I'm supposed to, and it's trying to inspire sympathy out of me for problems that I look at as
Superfluous.
yes, especially to them. And of course, everyone's a human being. I understand that, but they're just 9 times out of 10 in movies like this. For me, they're presented in ways as if they're life or death.
Yeah.
And I look at them like, wow, if that's your life or death problem, you won. What am I watching a movie for? You got it. You're good.
Well, that's a wrap on St. Elmo's Fire. And before we jump into the Roast or Toast segment and close out the show, I wanted to give one other quick
Update.
which a movie that I'm really excited about for the Criterion sale in July to pick up and blind buy. I'm not going to watch it first. I'm just going to go in, is Sorcerer. And when we got the news, it was just a picture of it, but they've revealed on the website what the packaging looks like because it's a Digipack. Dude, that looks awesome.
Ooh.
That looks sick. Like, I cannot wait. This just got me even further jazzed up to like pick this up.
See, Criterion knows what they're doing when they have certain titles. And hold on though, Matt, are you sure you're excited? What if it's skinny, like Train Spotting and awkward?
Then I will be very upset. But what I'm looking at here, as far as what kind of a slide out Digipack is, and just what I'm seeing as far as how they're presenting this art, the color scheme, everything with it, just looks great.
No, it really does.
Thanks to Criterion.
And William Friedkin thinks so as well. Rest in peace. So if you're excited for Sorcerer like I was, I hope you're even more excited now. All right, Russ, you ready to roast some collection?
Let's do it, man. Roast or toast? What are we doing?
Roast or toast? Okay, so let's see. Let me bring up the collection we're gonna roast as we close out this evening. And I'm not sure if there'll be time or not for us to fix the song.
I'm sorry, Matt.
But if not, we'll have it next time. So this is from a gentleman named Dick Warlock. So Dick Warlock sent us that song, and he performs on it too, by the way, if you couldn't hear it. But it's not only music, but it's actually words.
And it makes sense because he's worked with John Carpenter a lot. He probably learned music from John.
And he also, along with that song, sent us his collection. And you can also send us yours here. Below is our email address, as well as our address at Peddler's Row. Unit 234. Come on down.
That's right. That's right.
And if you recall, Russ, Dick Warlock sent us his collection last time as well, but he sent us a picture that we couldn't zoom in on, and we couldn't really see what he had going on. So he replied back to us after the stream, and he sent us about 6 pictures of his collection that we can zoom in on, and I think it's quite a doozy.
Is it?
It's quite a doozy. So I thought we could take a look and roast Dick Warlock's collection. You ready to roast? Or maybe you can decide if you think it should be a toast.
I'm about to say, dude, is it a roast or toast?
So here's one angle, the first angle of Dick's collection. We'll just zoom in here a little bit. We can kind of see what's going on. The first thing I got to know about is this shelf that just looks like it was sort of like banged in the wall with like a nail and a hammer to like put maybe 10 more titles up. It's like I ran out of room kind of. So let me just bang this shelf into the wall and slap these babies up there.
Matt, that was really rude.
It's a roast.
All right, now my roast is I got him.
Okay,
Ready,
you got
Dick?
it. You got it.
Ready, Dick? Why you got that second-rate Psycho collection? Why don't you have the first Arrow 4K collection of Psycho? What kind of collector are you? You got the second run one?
Is this a that's just downright cruel.
Well, you're fucking sitting here insulting the man's house.
I'm insulting his carpentry.
No.
Mozart's ghost said you can literally see his pencil lines above the shelf.
You can. Look, he tried to do it once and he messed up. He brought it down a level. He's like, this is where it needs to be.
Looks like he might need a level.
Matt was about to say this looks like a scene out of Gummo.
Let's get a close up look where we've got a Jif peanut butter hat on display along with some other collectibles.
Matt, that's a GIF hat.
Is that GIF or is that JIF?
It's playing on the peanut butter logo.
But I say it JIF.
You don't pronounce that. We're gonna start roasting you. You don't pronounce that. GIF.
We've got a GIF hat on display here next to the other collectibles. We got some Star Trek.
Wait, how many Stranger Things collections do you have?
Many of the same one,
How
it looks
many are
like.
out? I was about to say, dude, isn't that the season one? How many season ones do you
Four
need?
of the same one. Come on, Dick.
Like tonight, I'm in the mood to watch my volume 3 of season
And
1.
and I guess this the Star Trek area because I do also see some Lady Gaga, Poker Face maybe live concert.
Wait.
I see
pull that up.
Westworld. Is this a sci-fi section? I'm really confused by how you're
Hold on.
organizing things.
No, it's alphabetical. Star Trek, Stranger Things, and then it probably goes to the other side. But then Westworld. What did you say?
Yeah.
What was next to Westworld?
Oh my gosh, someone said zoom in on those credit cards.
Oh my God, Dick! Dick, what have you done? You got your identity stolen, Dick.
Dick
Dick's gonna-
Warlock.
That's a real roast.
They're
Like,
like,
steal
"Thank-"
your identity and all your fucking finances.
You got roasted.
You got roasted and toasted.
Best segment ever. So then up here, I'm jealous of the Never-Ending Story book, but I'm not jealous how it's on display behind a bunch of knickknacks.
So you toast the Never-Ending Story book, but you
Yep.
roast the knickknacks.
Roasting the
What on
knickknacks.
this shelf? I'm going to toast. What can I toast on this shelf but roast? I can't. I'm roasting you. You need a better edition of Clockwork Orange, my friend. That doesn't cut it.
Don't understand how anything's organized.
What is this bare bone shit? The Thing. You got a bare bone. The Thing gets released every week. You need a better edition of that.
I need this shelf to be organized in some fashion that I can understand. It's killing me. You need to update it and send a new one in.
All right, give him a toast. He owns the Scream Factory Stepfather Special Edition. Good man, great film, and of course the Hitcher Second Sight.
Here's
that over here.
Here's another picture that I was a little confused by. Again, I don't understand how things are being organized. I'm a big, everybody likes to organize their stuff a certain way. You organize yours a certain way, and I organize mine. And now we've got, it looks like the tail end of Steelbooks into maybe some Criterions mixed in with other things. And then down here, we're starting to get into what I thought was going to end up being alphabetical, but it's really not. Russ, can you make anything out of this?
It's not alphabetical.
Is it? I see
my
Plane
gosh.
here with Gerard Butler next to Top Gun. Maybe these are Plane films.
That was the most aggressive I've ever heard you say. But you're like, is it?
The
Does it look
Interpreter.
alphabetical to you?
None of your business as he organizes them in order of purchase.
Maybe. I mean, we have one Giallo down here randomly, astray from the other ones I saw earlier.
This is what they call the diary system. It's very personal. This is from like personal memories.
It
Come
looks
on.
like the putback bin at
The
Blockbuster.
foot back bin. See, the roasts in the comments are better than some of my roasts. These are good roasts. But seriously, down here you got Mean Girls next to White Christmas and Coming to America. Hot Fuzz. Is this a comedy section?
Paramount.
Is he in the chat so he can
I think it's
explain?
Oh my gosh.
Paramount.
Brown Bunny just said bottom left girl shelf? Question mark.
Maybe.
No, hold on. Let's clarify that because the titles you just read were Paramount, right? Coming to America's Paramount. Mean Girls. Is that a Paramount shelf? Is that what's going on? No, because Big Lebowski. What? No, there's Umbrella.
I don't know what's happening. And then I got here's another one where on display we have the two most baffling releases that I've ever seen, which is those Paramount Scares collections, which I was like, who is ever buying those? No offense, but who would ever think to buy those? And here you have them on display. And what do you have them on display with? Your Tony Hawk official strategy guide. You've also got Bushido Blade official Prima strategy guide and the Star Trek The Wrath of Khan script library. I don't understand what's going on here.
But you know what makes up for it, Matt? Can you zoom back out a bit? He also has the Temu version of the Talk to Me special edition in the background there. That's pretty sweet.
Temu version.
Temu Talk to Me hand.
Yeah, he ordered. That's a nice touch. Admit it, you're jealous of that one.
I am. No, that's a good roast. The Temu hand, but
And here's another funny one, Matt. That's actually not a box set of Lost. That's just a sign saying what you'll be looking at his collection and trying to make sense of it.
we got Prima strategy guides and more here on this shelf. Outrageous. Dick Warlock, outrageous.
Dick Warlock, you're a menace.
You're a menace. And then
Wait, where's the hammer? Isn't this the one that had the hammer
It did
too?
have the hammer. Maybe that. Wait, is this a new photo?
This is
was
the same- it's a
hammer
different
used
angle.
to put up that shelf, and now the hammer's been
He's
removed.
messing with us. He did this on purpose.
that actually might be true. You might be onto something.
The hammer was there for that shelf.
It was. And now we've got some Steelbook.
I smell some bullshit, Matt. I think he's setting us up. I don't think, and no sane person would have those shelves we just saw, like with the Mean Girls White Christmas. I think this is more what it really is, and he's trying to provide us with. No, I reject this hypothesis. I don't believe him.
This shelf looks like it's like going out into the doorway. It looks like you got to walk around that
He
shelf
needs
to
that
kind of
Buffy
even
to hold it all back.
to even get out of the room. You got to like walk around this corner.
Buffy's working overtime.
You got Buffy here on the side. Look at that thing. What's down here? What's this? Charmed? What's this? Serenity? Firefly?
Oh, Brown Bunny just noted the double dip on the Hellraiser box set.
Where's double dip on Buffy also? Some of those Buffy seasons are down
Wow.
there. I think those are all the single seasons of Buffy and then the Buffy set on top. But no Angel.
No Angel.
No, anyway, why are you supporting Joss Whedon? What's wrong with you?
He's canceled. Didn't you know that?
He's canceled. You should have known that before you bought your DVDs.
Well, Dick, thank you so much for sharing this with us. If you reach out and provide your address, and we will send you something for allowing us to roast the hell out of you. Thank you, everybody that sent other pictures in. We're going to go through them. We're going to keep sharing them. And the ones that we share, we're definitely going to give something back to you for putting up with a little bit of a roast. And a toast, too. Dude, not to say you don't have a lot of good movies in here.
Nah, dude.
There's a ton of good stuff. Just what the hell are you doing with
This
them
picture
all?
alone, he's got Blazing Saddles special edition. He even got that Pulp Fiction Amazon one. I can tell the Chucky's Hitcher Second Sight. Come on, the Hellraiser
Here it
Hero
is.
set. The Giallo collections are incredible.
Yeah, here's the 50-yard back version, so you can kind of see the whole thing.
The man has taste.
He's got taste.
Dick Warlock, he has class.
And Dick, thank you for making that song for us that I had such a horrible time playing and put a lot of shame on you and disrespect towards your song, but I apologize. We'll get that figured out next time. Unless there's time now. I don't even know what time it is.
It's 6:55.
6:55. There's 5 minutes left.
This song is so good, though. I really hope you can get it working next
Should I come in there and
time.
look? Russ, do you want to talk to the chat while I go in there and I take a look?
Jesus Christ, yeah, man. Let me all right, let me scroll. Can I scroll? I can respond in the comments. That'd
Matt, I
be
think
nice.
you should also go get our
We're gonna have
dog.
a
He's
one-on-one.
really
Russ is
losing
gonna
it
have a
upstairs.
one-on-one with the chat. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How's everyone out there? How's everybody feeling tonight? Those Paramount Scare sets are killer. Uh-oh, this is not working. Looks like I'm gonna need a mouse pad. I'm gonna build on, just to kill time, what I said about 11 to 45. To the person who brought up Killing Zoe, I have to reject that. Roger Avery did some of the story. Technically a writer on Pulp Fiction. So if anyone's going to be a Tarantino ripoff, that's his boy. He's kind of hard to go at him for that. But 11 to 45, 100% a Quentin Tarantino ripoff. Let's see. Dick
Let me see.
Warlock. I didn't get anything to do yet. What are you doing?
the mouse. Let me see if I got it.
Oh, you got it?
I think maybe.
All right. I like Jurassic Park 3. Jurassic Park 3 is hysterical because it just ends so abruptly. I saw it in the theater and it was one of the funniest things. I laughed so hard. There's all this tension. You're thinking this movie's going to be 2 hours plus like the other ones were. And in about an hour and a half, like the armed guard like comes up off the beach and tanks and everything and everyone's saved. And it's so anticlimactic. It's beautiful.
I feel like Jurassic Park 2 has 2 endings.
Oh, it probably does. I didn't make it that far. I saw in Jurassic Park 2, there was the one scene where they're getting pulled under the weeds. They're like walking through somewhere, and I think the velociraptors are pulling them down.
Oh, that was 2 that happens.
Can you hear it?
I don't know. It's not coming through my headphones.
I'm just gonna keep talking. They probably can't hear it, and they're just gonna watch us sit here and do that.
Let's see if anybody can hear that.
While I'm waiting for a comment, one person earlier asked who has a bigger collection, Matt or Russ?
I think I do. I think I have the bigger collection, but we'll say this: Matt has the better display. Matt has a better setup than I do. He has essentially like a movie theater room where, while I have more, my collection looks more like the MTV Cribs episode with Redman.
All right. I don't know that that worked. I don't think that it did. Can't get it figured out. I'll have to figure it out for next time.
We'll get it for you, Dick. We'll show Dick some respect. Don't get us wrong.
It'll be the first thing we do at the next stream is we're going to share the song that Dick made. And if anybody else out there wants to make a song to compete against Dick, send that in too.
Oh, dude, we should start a whole like battle rap competition.
Battle the bands.
Yeah, that would be insane.
And
That's pathetic.
Are we also moving to Tuesdays?
We are. Move your dates. Right? Is this our last?
I think this is
Wednesday?
our last. It's a big announcement. Big news.
That is big news.
Big
We
news.
should have emphasized this.
Update.
Big news. Update. The time of the stream will be moving to Tuesdays here going forward. After this will be our last Wednesday stream. I don't know how bad that impacts anyone, but
we studied the analytics, and it seems like our audience is available on Tuesdays a little more, and they prefer it, and we're here for them. So we're gonna do Tuesdays at 5 o'clock.
And on Tuesdays the sound effects work.
That's true.
So Wednesdays it doesn't work, but Tuesdays it will work. That's what I'm going with.
That's what the IT guy told us.
So thank you everybody for joining. Hope everyone had a great time. We had a great time with you all, sharing some of the finest physical media news, a few laughs. Queasily, I am sad to say goodbye.
This is one of the queasiest displays of friendship I've ever witnessed.
Very queasy. Very queasy. I queasily handled the first 4K King song.
That's right.
Which is par for the course around here.
And that was queasier said than done, man.
Thank you, everybody. It's been a real pleasure. Thank you, Lindsay, in the booth.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Lindsay.
Appreciate it. And we'll see everybody 2 Tuesdays from now.
May 13th.
Is that what it is? May 13th?
Yep.
All right. And we'll let Kyle McLaughlin play us out slowly as I'll give you, Russ, the final word.
Let's say back to Love in a 45. I was actually kind of surprised. I enjoyed this movie. I know it had a lot of personal connections. The reason why I watched it was because Tarantino said that out of all the movies that rip off his stuff, that little wave that happened in the 90s,